right, y'all. We are in the building. Appreciate y'all patience. We got to like, share, subscribe. Get them in here, please. Like, share,
Silverback,
subscribe.
more growth and development
Wait
platform.
a minute. That's not it. Hey, Karen, bring that beat back. Bring that beat back.
The Self Love Show, giving you more than vitamins and minerals. Food for your soul, information and plans integral to making your mind grow. With more growth and development, BS is irrelevant to the intelligent. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is what we represent.
It's the Self Love Show.
The Self Love Show. The Self Love Show. We do it for our people. The Self Love Show. It's the Self Love Show. It's the Self Love Show. To expose they don't equal. The Self Love Show. The Self Love Show. The Self Love Show.
Corey Wordsmith 9
The
Mills.
Self Love Show. The Self Love Show.
You know how the story goes. It's the Self Love Show. Yes, sir. We're back at our new time. This is our new day. Same time. The views expressed in today's pod are those of the host, any guest, and are not necessarily reflective of TATN or any affiliates. Okay? Let's get that out there. Welcome to the Self Love Show on This Ain't That Network, or as we say, TATN. This is a safe spot where we dive into the intersections of mind, body, spirit, and culture. This is one of the co-hosts, 9 Millie. All praise to the ancestors, the Most High, and my late and beloved Mama Sky. Miss you every moment. Today's episode opens by inviting listeners into a space where nothing is as simple as it appears at first. The attack in Iran didn't arrive as a single clean headline on a neatly packaged motive. Thank you, Karen. It arrived like a cake pulled from an oven. No one amidst the preheating. Layered, dense, and frosted with narratives that shift depending on who's holding the knife. In a moment where every explanation feels both plausible and incomplete, we're left tasting contradictions that linger long after the smoke clears. As we peel back those layers, we find competing stories baked into one event. One layer whispers retaliation, another suggests provocation, another hints at eternal fractures, and yet another points to foreign fingerprints pressed lightly into the icing. Each slice reveals a different truth, depending on where you cut. Each truth carries its own political calories, heavy, sticky, and hard to swallow without context. The challenge ain't choosing the right layer, it's understanding how they stack. Tonight, we're stepping into the kitchen of motives, myths, and manufactured meaning. We're not here to declare a single explanation, or are we? But to explore why so many can coexist at once, and what that tells us about power, perception, and the stories nations tell when the world is watching. Before we take the first slice, which layer do you want to emphasize most in this episode? Internal politics, regional strategy, distraction from the Epstein list, sweet, sweet, sweet oil prospecting, searching for weapons of mass destruction, protecting Israel, the world banking system, or global influence. So whip out your self-love vision and your 10 hats. This is the Self Love Show, and this is the revolution. And the revolution will not be on YouTube. These are lessons, not lectures. We're live in living color. Today is Tuesday, 3/5/26 at about 7:17 in Chiran. And as always, you cats can be anywhere in this magnanimous universe, but thankfully, we all chose to be right here together. That's right, here together. Bear down, bear down, bear down. What down, brother Wordsmith? What you manifesting today?
Love today on this Thursday.
Oh, damn, today is Thursday. Thursday. Thursday.
Yep. What you manifested?
Ditto, good brother. Pure, magnificent, unfettered, unfiltered. Some say tough. Many have labeled it harsh. Labels, narratives. But I can assure you it's self-love just the same, good brother.
No doubt. No doubt.
What's been going on in your neck of America since we last popped out?
I don't know, because everything about Iran.
As predicted on this show.
Yeah,
As predicted last Tuesday. Didn't we not say that, Self?
Yeah. Gonna be disappeared out the cycle.
Yep. We said there's going to be major events. We sure said it. We put we got to put this. Maybe we'll put this through the. We'll do it on the side, make a video or something.
Yeah.
Put it through the psyopometer.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah. See where it comes out. Yeah.
I already know.
Good point, though, brother. Good point. All right. What we got packed today for your enjoyment. We always kick this show off with the Self Love Show quote of the day. And then we have our more growth and development platform video. That's less than like 50 seconds. It's what we stand upon. It's our platform. Then we got tattoo tyranny. We're going to show our government, your government, the people, allegedly, interacting with the people that pay the taxes and pays the salaries. And we'll let you know if we like that or if it's tyranny out there. And then, of course, your mind is a terrible thing to waste. You let that thing lay fallow. You know, you get spider webs in it, cobwebs. So we got a dome teaser that we pinned in the chat. We pinned that dome teaser, that riddle in the chat. All you got to do is type in what you think the answer is, and we'll tell you if you're processing or if you're not. And then today's topic, the conflict in Iran, a multi-layered cake. Do us a favor, smash that like button, share this with like-minded individuals, and then we wrap this up with Wordsmith's final words, and that's where this brother is going to matriculate. He's going to summarize today's show in its entirety for you with a bit of prose, right? With some poetic justice for you. You know what I mean? Right off the rip, right off the top of the dome. Any announcements there, fella?
Like, share, far and wide, but also Midwest Festivals presents Ancestor Echoes.
Echoes.
A glamping house music extravaganza. It's going down and going up and all around. It's going to be a beautiful situation because we have some of the best local DJs and from around the country as well. And it's music all night long.
House music all night long.
4 a.m.
That's
Friday
right.
and Saturday.
That's right. Glamping to the Maximus. Dancing to the Maximus. Music to the Maximus. And reconnecting with your ancestors to the Maximus.
Absolutely.
I'd like to thank DJ No More. Speaking of DJs, he's no longer a Chicago Bear. Thanks for your service out there. You are a true bear in every sense of the designation. That guy's played every game that suited up for every game, would get carted off and give you the thumbs up and come back out there and make a touchdown pass.
And they say that was the first winning season of his career.
Yeah, since high school. Since high school. He didn't win at Maryland. And of course,
he did win in high school.
Okay, yeah. That's amazing. Yeah, but now he's going to Buffalo, so he should be able to keep that streak going.
Yeah, that's what I said. At least they sent him to a winner.
And guess what? We got the Bills this year on the schedule.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, you already know. I like DJ Moore though. I really do. So
how many yards you think he's going to catch against us?
It's hard to say. Probably a lot.
Usually the way it goes, they probably come back and catch for like 200 yards, two touchdowns. Hopefully we can pull it out though.
Yeah.
With some magic. How Kato do with some magic at the end of the game. We get some magic. Oh yeah, is that it? Yeah,
nice man.
Yeah. It's magic.
I couldn't believe that boy threw that ball and put his hands in his pocket and admired his work.
Him hands was cold.
Against the Green Bay.
Him hands was cold.
He was like, man, that's a very good throw.
You
Nobody's
think he
gonna
had
get
those
you.
thoughts?
Yeah.
Him hands was cold, man. He was trying to
Hey,
protect his fingernails.
that guy is very sexually attracted to himself. So anything that he does gives him a woody.
All right, you guys, Google autosexual and Caleb Williams, and you'll find out what he's talking about. Stop the violence out there. Please stop the violence out there. It's unnecessary unless you're defending yourself or your family or, some cases,
Worldwide.
your property. Yeah, worldwide. Stop the violence. And make sure you're getting yourself checked out and checked up, keeping your health in order. Eat to live, don't live to eat, things of that nature, and stay hydrated with some pure water. Okay. All right. Any former military out there? Any Persians out there? They started calling themselves Persians. If they used to be Iranian, and then people were like, "I'm Persian." I'm like, what? From 300?
Yeah, I mean, they're not the same. Well, I'm not to talk about that.
Hey, I hear you.
Yeah, it's not the same people, but
I hear you. Hey, man, your boy, not your boy necessarily, but Tucker Carlson's been on those ish
I
people's
mean,
ass.
good.
He had
I'm
one of them.
surprised he ain't been canceled yet.
Yeah, he was in Israel talking to one of the ministers over there, and he said, "Well, how do I know you guys are the descendants of Abraham?" These are the questions people have been asking. He said, "Well, why don't y'all do some DNA testing?" Oh, yeah. Air quotes that told me he's gonna clip some shorts from that.
Man,
Yeah,
I mean, the thing is, DNA can't tell you where you came from.
whether it can or can't, that some bitch believes it does, and he didn't want nothing to do with that.
Yeah, he didn't. He wasn't gonna do nothing because they don't. It's illegal for them to take a DNA test. I mean, DNA can tell you who you're kin to, but it can't tell you where you're from. And they not playing with it anyway. They know they're keeping their DNA to themselves for the most part. It's illegal for them to do DNA.
They know they're not the original Jews. Is
Of
what
course
I'm
they
getting at.
know. I mean that's beyond. They're from Ukraine area. Come on.
Yeah, Poland all over.
Yeah, they're not from the area where
When you hear
the
how Tucker
Hebrews
boxed this
where the
dude in,
Hebrews were at.
correct.
They were nowhere near. They
He
they
said
come
he
from.
said we were scattered all over. We were scattered in Ethiopia, huh? Yeah, but it wasn't you,
It was all in Africa. It was
right?
so-called Africa.
Commit.
Whatever you want to call it. It's
Yeah.
it's idiocy to think those people
Speaking of
came
commit,
from that
cut
part of the
commit,
world.
cut cold commit.
Snuck him in there.
Snuck him in there. So, yeah, but no, I hear you. I hear you. But yeah, we digress. Big ups though. Midwest Festivals presents Ancestral Echoes, as this brother just eloquently broke down. It's going to be a weekend overnight glamping fest. You can pull up with your tent. You can pull up with your camper, right? You can get it drop shipped there. You can reach out to the organization. They have tents available for you.
All
You're going
right,
to have,
Ace.
what's
I'm
that?
sorry. I'm sorry. Ace, you got to make an appearance this year. I'm not taking this
Yeah.
is going
I
on
was
too
here.
long.
I was there. And we went here.
Yeah, I want to hear any of that. Get some tickets and
Yeah.
come on out.
Yeah. That's right, Ace. Damn right.
God damn it.
We're not taking no for an answer.
So
And you like house music.
it's
This
Juneteenth through Father's Day.
Juneteenth.
Okay? Through Father's Day.
Don't book anything. Don't allow the wife to book anything elsewhere.
She got to be there too, and other
That's right.
ladies.
Hold your nuts, stand your ground, and say, "Damn it!"
In April.
Hold your nuts, stand your ground, and say, "Damn it, we're going to," or it's going to be a guy trip if you're not coming. We're going to Ancestral Echoes. All right. You know what I mean?
Gotta be no baseball games, none of that. It's Father's Day weekend.
That's right. Juneteenth. All right. Get the backup coach in there if you have to. There's always a backup out there. So what? He's an alcoholic. He means well. You can trust him around the kids for 2 days. If you can't, get him out of there. All right, but yeah, Midwest Festivals, that's what we're talking about. Reconnect with your ancestors. Get out there under the stars. Limited light pollution down there in Pembroke Pines, Illinois. And great music. It's an extravaganza.
Pembroke Township.
Pembroke Township, Illinois. It's an extravaganza. All right, you got everything you're gonna need out there, and great people show up, like minds. I mean, it's just worth it, and the time will fly by.
Yeah, it's an amazing event, and you got to be there.
It's a networking event. Big ups to Tay Mills Aesthetics, Multicultural Skin, Body, and Weight Loss Pro. All of these companies, part of our sponsors, are copper colored, owned, and operated. Licensed, bonded, fully insured. You find yourself in sunny Southern California. Um, you find yourself in sunny Southern California. That out. Let's see. Yeah. Reach out to Tay Mills Aesthetics at www.taymilzaesthetics.com. All right, best esthetician in the business. Licensed, bonded, fully insured. Bella B. Big ups, Bella B. All right. You need some swag, put on a shirt or some shorts or any type of clothing. Reach out to Bella B. She can design it for you, or if you got your own design, bam, boom. She can hook it up for you. Reach out to Bella B. Tell everyone the Self Love Show sent you. Last but not least, you find yourself in an automobile situation out there. You know what I mean? Maybe you went out there, just wouldn't fire up. Your car won't fire up. Reach out to Jim Recovery. He'll pull up in a top of the line flatbed truck. You know, he's been doing this for over 3 decades, so he won't destroy your whip. And if he does, he's licensed, bonded, fully insured. He'll get your whip to your mechanic and get you safely to where you need to be. All right, big ups to all the sponsors. Enough of my yapping out there. I'll turn it over to this brother so he can handle his business.
Yes, y'all. It don't stop. The Self Love Show rocks on. As always, we have a very important video for you to check out. The Silverback Moral Growth and Development platform, which we're building the Self Love Nation off of. But before that, we have the Self Love Show quote of the day. The great enemy of the truth is very often not the lie, but the myth, persistent, persuasive, and unrealistic. Once again, the great enemy of the truth is very often not the lie, but the myth, persistent, persuasive, and unrealistic. JFK. Woo-wee.
Thought you were about to say JF1.
All right, hold on. Messed up something in the background.
Y'all like, share, subscribe. Ace, you got a new moniker out there, huh? Terrence Washington C1J. That's a new. Big ups to air quotes out there. Great content.
Air quotes always on point.
No volume there, fella.
Oh, my God.
Like, share, subscribe. Hey, y'all, this is the More Growth and Development. It's the platform we stand upon. And then we'll get the topic. The journey. Wait a minute. No. The conflict in Iran. Shiran. We're going to change our Chicago nickname from Chirac to Shiran.
I don't like any of that.
Yeah. Well.
Silverback More Growth and Development platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silverback.
Yes.
Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. And 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, to shine a light on positive influence. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless.
9,
to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
Number 10, protect our women, children, and men by any and all means necessary.
Yes, and the people say amen. And in case you missed last Tuesday's show, check it out. We were live again. We covered the journey of Artemis Duh. Will a successful moonwalk conform the other, I think it was 11 Apollo missions, moonwalks?
Yeah, man. Only advice I can give you is to check it out. Go check it out.
Yeah, and some of you flag wavers out there, which is your right. You know, a lot of people swaved, and you have your own beliefs. A majority of the people I ask, when it's just a one-on-one conversation, if they believe in that out there, from all over the world, if they believe out there that we walked on that moon out there, a majority of them self will tell you no.
Yeah, I mean,
See, they teach you shit when you're a kid, right? Shit, hell, I believed in the Tooth Fairy when I was a kid.
yeah. It's very interesting that the globe came before anybody supposedly saw off Earth. Ain't that something?
What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
The globe. They made the globe
Mm-hmm.
well before any spacewalk, any space trip, any
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're saying like the location of everything.
any evidence
Mm-hmm.
of it being a globe.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing it from off planet and deciding that this is a globe.
Well, if you have a solid landmass, right? Let's say Africa, which is bigger than it's depicted on your maps and your globes. But we'll take that for instance. How is it pliable? Can it bend? So you're saying it goes through the curvature. We're on a ball, and you got this large landmass that should be curving. So the land bends? Is that what we're saying?
That's what they try to tell us. Yeah, they say that it drops off at 2 inches, so many miles or something.
Right, the curvature, right?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
means that the land, the rock that it's sitting on, which should be straight, is literally curving too.
Yeah, I mean if that's what it is, and they saying it's a surface like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's sitting out in the middle of space, flat.
Yeah, with a firmament, so it's like a snow globe type of thing.
Hey, we just asked the questions.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it
I
goes
haven't
down.
been up there in space.
You can go down, but I know about I don't. Lower orbit.
LEO. Big ups to LEO, the choir, Leo High School. Is that LEO shirt?
Yes, factor non-verbal, baby.
Okay.
That's our motto.
Factor non-verbal. What does that mean? You was a choir boy?
Deeds, not words.
Deeds,
No, I was not even Catholic, so.
All right. We got a poll question here. Why is the United States involved in the Iranian invasion? And I did not put the option that I made the poll question for, which was because they're not part of the world banking system. Didn't even put it in here. So, just out of these options, though, because the United States is Israel's security dog, aka bitch. Okay. Number 2, we're doing it to liberate the good Iranian men and women and children so that they can enjoy the fruits of democracy. Okay. Number 3, for sweet, sweet, sweet oil reserves. Number 4, to move the news cycle away from the Epstein pedophile list. Brother Wordsmith and I, we have some thoughts on this. And we won't reveal what we selected until the end of the whole show. Karen, if you could drop that link. If anybody wants to take the time to vote, there's a link that's just been put into the chat. Click on that link. It's totally anonymous. Let us know. Those are your options. Today's topic, the conflict in Iran, a multi-layered cake. Please smash that like button. All right, bro, before we get on topic, did you see out here in my neck of the woods, out here in Los Angeles, there, fella, we got a copper genius out there.
I have no idea, especially with your creative labeling and naming. So we'll see.
Proud of this young man. Somehow they say we haven't contributed to anything scientifically or mathematically. Anything
Come on,
like
man.
That.
All of it. We all of it.
Can we just take a moment to process this, Sam and John? I don't even think
that
when I was taking my college courses that I could at the time, when we were of age, those were really hard to take. But for this fourth grader, oh my goodness, we are so proud of little Miss Honey. She's doing an amazing job. And according to school officials, she could be the first of others to follow in her footsteps.
She is very, very, very brilliant. She is dedicated. She is passionate. She loves learning.
We're learning how to construct decimals into fractions.
It's what's typical of a fourth grader like Honey Cooper, learning fractions, science, and Honey's favorite.
I really do like to read.
Okay, what's your favorite book?
My favorite book is Augie and Me.
But what's not typical of this fourth grader is that she's duly enrolled at Kimbark Elementary School and in a college course at San Bernardino Valley College.
William H. Ray was on Kimbark.
Because in my fourth grade class, there's like a lot of people, like 33 people. And in the art class, there's only like 12 people.
Even though she's in the fourth grade, Honey's about at a seventh grade math level with reading. She's probably at a high 12th grade.
Mom Mia Cooper says Honey didn't babble or talk much as a baby, but by 18 months, things started to change. Honey, the youngest of 5, eventually taught herself how to read. After noticing Honey's gift, Assistant Superintendent of Student Services Sandra Rodriguez intervened. She had previously seen a young homeschool student taking a college course.
I'm like, you know what? We can have public school kids go to San Bernardino Valley College.
You know what? We can get around some copper-colored administrators.
She thought that Honey might be interested.
And she was. Honey started taking a college art class this month. I asked her how she manages.
It really is a lot, but if you can really just balance and if you really balance it, and it could go really smoothly well.
As for what she dreams of becoming when she grows up,
I either want to be a surgeon, an artist, or a fashion designer.
One of the beautiful things that I think that this entire story really demonstrates is that when you raise the bar for students, they will reach it, and they will even blow your mind and exceed it.
All right, Sam and John, so there's one thing that Honey's mom tells me she has a little trouble with. Maybe you can guess.
Oh, gosh.
Any options, any guesses?
Well, she reads books, like physical books, so I don't know if it's screen time.
She does.
Social media.
It's keeping her room clean.
Amazing.
Her room clean.
Yeah.
Well, she has a flaw.
Kids will be kids.
There you go. But she's great nonetheless. We love you, Miss Honey.
And adorable, and we are rooting for her. That is an awesome story, Shelby. Thank you.
That was an awesome story.
Taught herself how to read. That's
incredible.
How? Maybe she's got a memory of past life.
Yeah. Also, they were reading to that child. Period.
And she was probably looking at the words as they're reading.
Yeah. They were reading to that child in the womb.
I agree. And the mom was probably a reader. It's probably a voracious reader too, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just like my mom was.
I mean, they say the president.
My mom's a math teacher, and she never taught me math. ever.
That's interesting. Yet you had a proclivity towards it.
I was advanced math.
But she was doing math while you were in the womb. Grading math papers and stuff like that. But we got a president that is allegedly illiterate. Remember, he came out there himself and said, I don't read, I don't need the teleprompter. You know, when you look back on it all, that's what I would say if I was illiterate. Right? I would trash everybody for reading. Do you know what I mean? They look at them, they reading. You know, they don't have a memory like mine. They got to read.
Yeah, I know somebody who's not illiterate, but says, y'all read. You read.
Yeah.
Like it's a negative thing. Like, huh? Negative that I read? Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah, I know that person too.
Yeah, and you get all this information from Fox. You don't read anything.
Well, most of those guys, supporters don't read. Has anyone ever taught themselves how to read? To read. Yes, many people have taught themselves to read though the circumstances vary. Karen, can we put that up on the screen? Some well-known individuals largely self-taught literacy when formal education wasn't available. Frederick Douglass, born into prisoner of war, so-called slavery in the U.S., he secretly learned to read by studying letters and asking your pinks for help. He later wrote about teaching himself in his autobiography. Abraham Lincoln, who allegedly freed the POWs out of the goodness of his heart, from Illinois, had very little formal schooling, less than a year total. He was a lawyer out there, Self.
Mama was a mulatto.
He swarthy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked like he stank. Rest his soul.
That's got nothing to do with stinking. You're gonna stop that shit.
Much of his reading ability
to the ground, and enough of that.
Much of his reading ability came from teaching himself using borrowed books. Malcolm X, while in prison, he dramatically improved his reading, but he didn't teach himself how to read. He knew how to read. Children sometimes do it naturally. That's where we are. Some kids basically teach themselves to read when they're surrounded by books. You're right, Self.
Yeah.
Signs, subtitles, or apps. This is sometimes called self-directed or spontaneous reading development. Wow. They figure out patterns and letters and sounds before anyone formally teaches them. So if your child is watching videos when they're a kid, make sure you have the what on? Subtitles.
Yeah. You know what? I think I don't remember anybody teaching me to read.
Well, you were dyslexic, so it would have been, you would have had to probably learn on your own way.
Yeah, because, well, even I had fatigue dyslexia or something, because it wasn't always, it would turn around. Like, as I got older and adult and I knew what I was dealing with, and if I was really tired, it would flip. But I got diagnosed for it, so
yeah. Probably helps in math, though. All right. The conflict in Iran, a multi-layered cake. Y'all smash that like button. We got one more for you guys and ladies, and then one more for you out there, and then we'll get to it. Dog versus gorilla.
Hey, the dog's coming down here, guys.
Hurry! Come here.
Go down the steps right here. Come on. Look at the steps. Look at the steps.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man. Yeah, one curious dog was almost a goner here after learning the hard way a bad idea sniffing around a gorilla enclosure.
The dog jumped into the gorilla pen at the San Diego Zoo on Sunday to check things out, but those gorillas were in no mood to adopt a pet. Reporter Jamie Chambers has the story from San Diego.
Dog coming down here, guys.
Hurry! Come here.
It's not something you see every day. A dog being chased by a silverback gorilla. After several near misses, the young pup finds a little bit of distance, and zookeepers at the safari park recall the gorillas to their feeding pens for an extra special treat. Then the San Diego Humane Society comes to the rescue.
When I showed up into the gorilla enclosure, he did look very nervous, afraid.
Yeah, I can understand that. Franklin the gorilla made it clear he wasn't going to let this dog, no matter how friendly, anywhere near his family.
See, this went down.
Safari park staff say this pup was one of 3 loose dogs that ran into the park, but was the only one flirting with possible disaster.
Dog probably felt like he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. What are you doing in here?
Officer Samantha Clark from the San Diego Humane Society says she's been on a lot of animal rescues, but rescuing a dog from a silverback gorilla is one for the books.
I don't like how they put that negative spin. They have let's say white people.
You said what?
Let's say white people, science. They have a innate fear about nature. They that silverback gorilla was gonna kill him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, do you know why? They're not natural. They're not nature. They don't deal in nature.
You're right. They don't observe it. You're right. You're right. They plow through it. They don't become part of it. What I'm saying is the gorilla was just trying to keep the dog away from his family. If that gorilla wanted to run him down and kill him and do all that they were saying, the gorillas would have did it. They would have ran him down and killed him. Right.
Yeah. Period.
He's just trying to keep him away from the babies. That's all.
Yeah. Period. And the women. Like, you stay away from the women and children, and we're good.
You remember we ran that video when the little boy was in there and the gorilla, but if the gorilla wanted to kill, and they killed that gorilla, if the gorilla was going to kill that little boy would have been dead in a second.
Man, he would have slammed him like,
right. He was playing with him.
He was chilling. He was not trying to hurt him at all.
No. And they killed that poor gorilla, rest his soul. The gorillas are watching. They said, glad she's reading books. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, that is. You're not lying, niggas.
She speaks very well too.
Oh yeah. Well, it's gonna be amazing when I see you out at Ancestral Echoes.
Look, he's got a previous book. I'm looking at his note. He said, I got a tournament in Michigan that weekend.
I don't give a
White Sox Ace tournament.
Damn rat's ass.
All right. Midwest Festivals presents Ancestral Echoes, y'all. It's a weekend glamping fest. Big ups to the sponsors. Pull up, house, music, glamping. All right. Extravaganza. Big ups Tay Mills Aesthetics, multicultural skin, body, and weight loss pro, licensed, bonded, fully insured. Karen, drop a link for Ancestral Echoes in there. I got to get that on this sheet so I can start doing it. www.taymillsaesthetics.com. Text me the link too there, fella. Yeah. And then Bella B, designs365 at Gmail. You might need some swag on a shirt or shorts or something like that. Reach out to Bella B. And Gym Recovery. If you're in the Chicago area and you decide you need a tow, we're not talking about a tow on your feet. We're talking about your whip. Your car needs to be towed. You reach out to Gym Recovery. The conflict in Iran, a multi-layered cake. We're going to break down the layers of that cake as we see it. And as always, we're going to ask for input. All right, today's riddle. I haven't seen anyone figure it out yet. I bet that little girl we just showed, little Honey, I bet Honey would have solved it by now. 4th grader. All right. I'm served in chaos, sliced in doubt, each layer claiming its truth. Taste me fast and you'll choose wrong. Taste me slow and you'll see many hands. What am I? That's today's Dome Teaser. If you guys figure it out, type it in the chat. We'll let you know if you're right, wrong, or indifferent. If Brother Wordsmith solves it, he'll give you the key at the end of the show. And if not, then I will give you the key at the end of the show, and that's www.ancestralechoes.net. That is in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Click on that, get those early price discounts, reserve your spot, get on the board.
Gonna be extravaganza.
Yeah, it's growing. Enough of the appetizers out there, fella.
Let's quench the Self-Love Nation's thirst.
All right, I don't think we had anything queued up. Pretty sure we didn't. I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
All right, let's just jump to it. All right, Iran, y'all, this conflict. Now, Brother Wordsmith and I, we broke down the Epstein whole thing. We did a show on that. Go back and watch it. And during that show, I said there's going to be major news that's going to take this right out of the news cycle. It's all predictable, predictive programming. Since then, we've had them come out and talk about they're going to release aliens. Donald Trump, his name's all over the list. He said he's going to release the information about aliens, and he single-handedly started a war in the Middle East.
Single-handedly? I thought that was in conjunction with the Israel, the Ish people.
I guess.
Well,
well. To your point, because they're the ones who have them compromised with Epstein, right? They're the ones. It makes sense why we've been doing everything and giving them money and using our.
We stated this last week.
Yeah,
they have a better.
2 weeks ago, it was two shows ago when we covered it. No, I said it last week too. So
yeah. Pardon me, but they have a higher standard of living than we do, and we just pour money into that.
And according to Tucker Carlson, we don't even know if they're the. We don't even know if they're the.
Actually, we know they're not.
Well,
no.
Listen, most of our people listen. We can't accept the truth until we hear from one of them.
Well, we absolutely know that they adopted the religion.
The guy, which air quotes is going to cut up, Tucker asked him, "Well, what makes you a Jew?"
Yeah.
Well, when you pray towards Jerusalem and when you speak the language and when you adopt, he said that. He literally said what you just said. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Nothing about blood.
But the Black Hebrews, they adopt the religion.
No, they have it more pure, and they have the real language. Not this. What's the language they call? It's called that they do.
Hebrew.
It's not Hebrew. No, it's
Yiddish.
Yiddish. Yeah, that's not Hebrew.
No, it's not. But
it's not Hebrew. It is funny they call themselves Jews or Jewish anyway, because it's the Hebrews that they're emulating.
Correct. So they should be Hebrewish.
Yeah, I'm fine with the ish.
All right, let's move off that. How could internal politics inside Iran shape the motive behind the attack? Let's play devil's advocate.
Prior to the attack, I'm not exactly sure, but after the attack, they killed the head. You cut off the head, and then there's a vacuum. And there's a pattern of this. And I don't know why, people can't see that or what have you. But
well, let's stay on prior to the attack. Internally, how could I know they were saying that Iran had a plot to allegedly kill Donald Trump.
Oh, I didn't even hear that part.
You hadn't heard that?
No.
Yeah, Trump's been talking about that. Yeah, they were.
Yeah, okay.
Just like in Iraq, Iraq wanted to kill his daddy. Remember?
Yeah.
And so they're just replaying the same playbook. So allegedly, the Iranians had a hit on Trump, and they were planning to assassinate him. That would be one bit of internal politics, I think, could have been a motive behind the attack. I mean, just to play devil's advocate.
Yeah, and they were saying that they had a major nuclear program going.
Yes.
That's another excuse.
Just like Iraq.
Yeah, excuse that they weapons of mass destruction.
Mm-hmm.
And you stated earlier that they weren't part of the banking system, so shit.
Yeah, they're not. Well, I got that from you. You were there. We were at Savior's Day. Was it Savior's Day or were we at the commemoration of the remembrance of the Elijah Muhammad? We were at one of those Muslim events, and they said they listed 7 nations, where they were not part of the banking system, and they said America will deem them all enemies. I want to say it was Farrakhan, no. And at that time, we hadn't bombed Iraq. At that time, Libya and Gaddafi was still doing their thing. The 7 nations, Turkey, the Jews are talking about Turkey right now. This war ain't even warm.
This whole Zionist platform. They've been at this since they carved out that land.
Yes. Yes. Iran was on the list, Self.
Yeah.
All of them, though. And I remember I was like, man, and at that time, I was,
Iraq
lower 20s.
Have been a friend. Shit, Iraq might have been a friend at the time.
Yeah, Iran was a friend.
But before 79.
Yeah, you're right. But so I remember thinking, Self, Iraq was definitely a friend. I remember thinking, oh, this is why I won't join the nation. This is just a little too far on the conspiracy theory side. No way possible. And then as I live my life, every single domino has been toppled.
Yeah. And then you find out where he learned shit from, William Cooper. And he'd be like, oh my God.
Who, Farrakhan?
Yeah, but Hold the Pale Horse, a lot of that shit, Farrakhan.
Well, that was recommended reading by the nation. That's how I had read it back in the day. But they wouldn't let Bill Cooper set foot in the mosque.
Not our mosque, no.
Yeah, so that's a good point. Internal politics. The according to Trump, they were torturing people. You got the Shiites, the Kurds beefing with the Shiites, right? Bloods and the Crips, so to speak.
Yeah, you can't listen to none of that shit.
Now,
go ahead.
The
United States are the worst motherfuckers, so you can't be the police. Can't be talking about we're checking them because they're hurting their citizens.
Trump agreed with you when somebody was trying to call his boy Putin a tyrant. America's worse. Trump agrees with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the truth. I mean, the media can't really say that shit. It sounds really stupid, asinine, even.
Well, I've spoken to some Persians. One of my former supervisors was a Persian, and allegedly, when you go over there, Self, they have more freedoms than you might think, because the balance of power is more tenuous than what the West would have you believe with our media. In other words, they're not as strict and hardline as we've been told that they are.
Well, they're a homogeneous society, so they have a culture and how they move.
Yeah.
And it's acceptable.
Yes. They just don't alternative lifestyles, they just don't promote it. They just don't, you know what I mean? But they say when you go over there, you can party all night. They got nightclubs, they got gay clubs, they got this, they got that. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, yeah, in certain sectors, it could probably get you fucked up. But not everywhere. It's got to be.
Yeah.
And I have a hard time believing anything I hear about anywhere else that I've never been, because
correct.
The
stuff they say about the South Side of Chicago ain't in alignment with what's really going on.
Facts.
So that's proof right there. But I would say, yeah, that's what they say, bro. They say um, it's not the way it's been depicted, and everyone says that from their countries.
Not this strict. Period.
Yeah, exactly. Because they don't have the numbers like that. It's not as they can't police all that. Correct. Internal factions often use external conflicts to consolidate power, silence rivals, or redirect public anger. When pressure builds at home, a sudden strike abroad can serve as a political reset button, a way to unify the population under a barrier of crisis. Well, America does that all the time.
But yeah, I mean, that's the
We're
whole
doing it
thing.
now.
Well, 9/11.
Yes.
I mean, and since 9/11, we've been, I keep saying this, we've not been living under the Constitution because they just been straight ignoring the Constitution. And everybody be like, oh, the Constitution, how can Trump accept a gift from another nation? It clearly says in Article
how can he start a war against Iran and Congress hadn't voted on it?
Shit, he's the fucking head of the fucking armed forces. What do you mean?
Commander in chief?
Yes.
And they say that's how he's going to look to extend his presidency.
Yeah, because he's trying to make martial law and all that shit and all of that, bro.
Well, the
we're already in martial law. But
whatever you call him in Israel, the premier or the president of Israel, he had the same low numbers as Trump, and that's when the whole false flag came with the Palestinians, and so he's been in power ever since. Yeah, they do that to keep their power.
Yeah, these people can try all they want, man. Project Looking Glass it's still gonna be simulation. It's going to go to singularity anyway, no matter what they try.
You hear that, Coach? I was telling you about the singularity 20 years ago.
Yeah, and it's going. It's nothing they can do. Everything they try to do.
30 years ago, Coach, I was telling you about the singularity.
Yeah.
All right, he didn't understand it quite fully. All right, here we go.
He still doesn't.
To your point about 9/11.
We are, as they say,
tangled in our anchor chain.
We are, as they say,
Tangled in our anchor chain.
our financial systems are decades old. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
So, for those to give it context, there was $2.3 trillion missing from the military's budget. They couldn't account for $2.3 trillion. It's a number that my mind can't even imagine.
It's crazy. And a lot of the records was in Building 7.
Yes. And Congress allegedly was on their ass because we know they all get paid off. Part of that $2.3 trillion went to them. But there was about to be a public, they were going to have to come in front of Congress and get asked accounting, a public accounting of those funds. And then 9/11 happened, and $2.3 trillion nobody talks about anymore, Self.
No, they're not going to talk about it.
I mean, we all could have had health care. They could have paid reparations.
Oh, no, they paid the people, the Israelis, I'll just call them Israelis. The Israelis they got a better standard of living than us. They get free health care, free schooling, and money their entire life. It's all free there.
I think they're participating in blackmail because they've been really good with cybersecurity.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the whole Epstein files and Weinstein for that matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both those Steins and Steins or whatever you want to call them,
I mean, you call them Steen and then they tell you Stein. You say Stein the next time.
Hey,
it's Steen. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Ish. You say the other part, it's a problem. So you can just
right.
leave it.
You're right, Self. It's always something else. I'm like,
So, it's the ish people. I mean, you know what I mean?
yeah. But don't say it with an attitude like you don't know why I'm pronouncing it wrong when half the time it's Steen and half the time it's Stein.
Well, I don't care. Pardon me.
I mean, that's respectable.
They've shown that they have no respect at all.
Well, they're doing what they feel is right.
No, they know it's not right. So,
well, that's a theory, and you've been talking about it, that they want to usher in revelations and all that.
Period. They're trying to make all of that happen.
All right, we got a quick video. Wait a minute here.
that dude looks, man, he looked blood.
He's probably on Xanax.
Look at him. I never paid that much attention.
Yeah, they're all on shit.
That dude looked like he's not all the way there.
Cops have a lot of substance abuse issues. That's why they always pulling you over and looking for drugs and letting you go and keep it. Yeah, them motherfuckers be high as hell.
That dude, man, look at that picture right there.
Fair use.
The Middle East has entered a new phase of conflict. In just 24 hours, dramatic actions unfolded that could reshape the region for years. From decisive strikes on Iran's leadership to missiles raining over Gulf cities, this is the timeline. Shortly after midnight, US and Israeli forces carried out massive coordinated airstrikes across Iran, a campaign codenamed Operation Epic Fury. Targets: military sites, air defenses, and Iran's top leadership. In a move that marks the single most dramatic escalation to date, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was killed along with scores of top Iranian officials during the strikes, according to Iranian state media and allied confirmations. Iran's highest authority, the 86-year-old Ayatollah who had ruled since 1989, is now dead. The nation has declared a 40-day period of mourning. Iran responded almost immediately, firing missiles and drones toward Israel and neighboring Gulf Arab states. Targets included Dubai International Airport, Abu Dhabi, and areas around Bahrain. Governments report interceptions and damage. Airspace closures triggered travel chaos, and oil markets spike. In Washington and Jerusalem, leaders justified the attack as eliminating the chief architect of decades-long hostility toward the US and Israel.
A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people.
They're not good people
Its
at all.
menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas.
You notice how he's keeping his hands down now, and he used to always do this. He's hiding them because of that stroke hand.
Or it's somebody else they put out there.
And our allies throughout the world.
There are crucial midterms
He was talking.
for President Donald Trump.
Hold on. He's talking too well, too in a rhythm. It's not the same motherfucker. I'm telling you.
Where
It's not
his party.
It's not. They were terrible people and a horrible regime, and
faces a really tough task. So, and there are an overwhelming number of people in the Republican parties who have told President very clearly that you have to focus.
Shut up and give me a big gulp and a beef jerky. What the fuck is he talking about?
Beef jerky
On domestic issues. I've been told, and I just want to add here a piece of information coming from a very, very, I would say highly placed source, that the reason why, and I was hearing the discussion that when you were saying that why did they hit at this particular time during daytime and all, there was a very credible, actionable intelligence coming to this the Situation Room that was set up at Mar-a-Lago, where President and his...
Some bitch ain't even in the Pentagon. They had Mar-a-Lago.
Hey, man. I mean, he ain't calling no shots. This is all fucking, it might as well be General Hospital.
He definitely ain't calling no shots. I've been saying he's compromised over and over. His wife, he met Melania on Epstein Island. So he's compromised by the Russians and by the damn Israelis.
Compromise, planted, plain and simple.
Yeah.
And they're trying to make him out to be the Antichrist. I mean, that's what it's looking like.
Yeah, but I believe it's the boy.
I feel you. I don't think it's any of them. But I mean, it's going to fail. I mean, Project Looking Glass says over and over again that shit's not going to work there.
Those advisors were there. They knew this was the best ever opportunity for them to take out the entire senior command of the...
Well, I got 45, 47 on the side of the hat. I guarantee you he's selling these hats. Somebody's selling these hats and making money on them.
He is.
Iranian leadership. That's the reason why this decision had to be taken. That's what my sources are telling me. Coming back to the ground troops, I don't think that happening at all. If at all the situation arises, I'm told that the US will lean on the Gulf allies, given the fact that they've all been hit by the Iranian leadership. Now also brings them together. You know that the Saudis and UAE were at loggerheads, but what the Iranians have done have got all these Middle Eastern allies of the US who were fragmented together.
No, I mean, I know how American media does. I mean, when are these explosions? When are they? This video, when is that video? Because they will reuse some video. I mean, it was 8-year war there, the 3-year war there. I mean, where is this footage coming from?
With the Supreme Leader gone and roughly 40 top commanders also confirmed killed, Iran faces a leadership vacuum. A temporary governance council has been announced.
They said all 40, the top 40 of their leaders were all together. Our CIA our spooks was over there itself doing God knows what.
I mean,
told us exactly where to bomb them, and all 40 of them died at once.
The motherfucker that was in charge since '89. I thought, I was like, damn, I know this name, but I know he's dead or whatever. But it's the same motherfucker from 1989 that they killed. Yeah. I didn't get that part. I knew the name, but I'm like,
but it was
is this the name for real?
Yeah, but they had their whole government.
Yeah, it might be controversial, but I wouldn't mind if that happened in the U.S.
It's definitely controversial.
Very.
But they don't do that. The U.S. had a bunch of people together in Mar-a-Lago, but the vice president was elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? The U.S. don't do that.
Succession remains unresolved. Why did Trump act this moment? Multiple factors appear
Which makes me question if they really did that.
Girl.
It seems war theater 101, not to be all in one place.
I'm just
to get
saying.
blown up.
Just saying. Well, I mean, how do you know if they was in one place when they said they bombed 2,000 targets?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But allegedly they was in one place, and you're carrying these cell phones around, and so if everybody's got these cell phones, whether your locations is on or not, they
can go right to your shit.
Correct.
And we had someone from the armed forces tell us that.
Correct.
I hope
have
he's
converged.
okay.
And who confirmed that all 40 of them was dead? I guess Iraq came out and confirmed it.
Iran, you mean?
I mean, yeah, Iran, yeah.
Threats from Iranian missile timing and proxy coordination. Intelligence pinpointed Khamenei and aides meeting, making a decapitation strike possible. A strategic aim to reset deterrence across the region. What comes next? This escalation raises enormous risks.
Yeah, that means it didn't mean
Potential
that they were
wider
all
war
in the same place, though. I mean, they said that they between them and Israel sent 2,000 targets, and they killed 40 of the leaders. That don't mean they was all in the same place, but they might have said it though. But like you said earlier, you wonder about that when they bombed all these places. So do I.
Yeah. And we know from what happened in Chicago with knocking off the head of these
Organization.
what it does.
Chaos. And that's what it said too.
Involving Saudi Arabia, Iraqi militias and Hezbollah, global oil market instability, civilian casualties and refugee crises. In just 24 hours, the Middle East has crossed a threshold. A leader of decades is dead. Retaliatory strikes span borders. The world watches and waits.
You know, you got a lot of coloreds from a lot of bronze people, copper colored from Shy out there in Dubai. Because, you know, the internet, IG was telling everybody to go to Dubai. It's all sweet.
Shit.
They're all stuck out there. So.
Now for me, it wouldn't be because, I mean, you know, what I like to do is illegal and very illegal. Yeah, you locked up forever.
Yeah, unless you're a sheik.
Well, I can't worry about none of that part because I ain't none of that. I'm staying the fuck away from them unless they pay me a whole lot of money to come there to perform.
What regional strategy might explain why this attack happened now? The timing of it all.
Well, we've said it numerous times. Epstein files is number one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And any other distraction about anything else. They got all these votes going up right now. It's voter season. And they can take all of the steam away from every vote and install whoever they want. And won't be much said.
The puppet. I'm your puppet. You know, it's like the military guy.
They said Dodge will find the money. Selling those hats on his website. Big gulp of the cheese pizza.
Yeah, the cheese pizza ain't bad at 7-Eleven.
It's really good at Casey's.
Yeah, it's like the military guy met, and he was saying when they go into a ground conflict, they said the U.S. don't just go in for one reason. They tell the public the one reason, but they're like, that is so expensive an endeavor that there's usually 4, 5, 6 different layers of goals as to why they're moving in like that.
Yeah, and when they say that they're going there, they don't say that they plan on being there forever. No, they don't tell you that.
But you take 9/11,
make a whole base, all of that. It's still there.
Yeah, you take 9/11. You know, it accomplished so many different goals for them. The Patriot Act. You know, Bush's approval rating went from lowest in history to one of the highest in history after that too. I mean, it's just so many different layers. Thus we got the title, the layers. The Middle East is a chessboard of sorts, where timing is everything. A strike can be a signal to neighbors, a warning to rivals, or a move to shift the balance of influence in a region where alliances shift like sand. Even a single attack can redraw the map. So America itself, the United States, was butthurt and was acting surprised that Iran retaliated and bombed our bases.
No, they weren't. They just acted like it. If Iran didn't do that, their people would be like, oh, we straight up got bitch slapped. And we can't even respond. They had to respond or the whole thing crumbled.
And you got people in the media like questioning people like, yeah, but
according to the media,
I don't understand why they would attack our bases. What do you mean?
Are you stupid? They just bombed the shit out of us. I mean,
allegedly killed their top 40 people.
Man, and the top motherfucker since '89. the top dude, the supreme leader.
Yeah. Yeah. The Shah means king.
Yeah, still the same motherfucker since 89. That's a long time. That's before I got made as a nuke. Shit, you know?
Yeah.
That's some time.
Yeah. It's a long time, man. It's a long time.
If that happened. So, it's so amazing because this media, that shit could not even be happening on that side of the world. And it's a possibility that it could just be shown to us for an emotional response for the beings that's feeding off our emotions.
Yeah, I mean, that's possible. But you don't think it's happening? You really believe that? Do you really believe that? I mean,
Well, I
it's
don't
possible.
know.
It's possible that a pig
I
can
don't
walk in my
know.
house.
Hold on. I
Put
don't know.
lipstick on
Hold
and
on, hold
start
on,
talking.
hold on. I don't know what's happening
Right. I mean, I'm
on the other
saying.
side of hold on. I don't know what's happening on the other side of the world.
I asked you,
And
do you believe that, though? You just purported that it's possible that none of this is going on. And I'm
yeah.
asking you, do you believe that? Do you believe that it's not going on?
It's possible. I don't know if I believe that it's happening or not. It's very hard because they've been bombarding us with nonsense for
Right, I
I've been
understand.
live for 50 some years, so 55 plus. But
But don't you think it would leak out that somebody would be over there like, no, none of this is going on? Don't you think that one human being somewhere would be like, hey, wait a minute, none of this is happening?
yeah, well, I've seen instances where uh actually my ship was in uh uh was it Paris when the terrorist stuff was going on? He was like he didn't see none of that, but that's my ship. He's Special Olympic. Might not have been nowhere near it or whatever, but he said none of that shit was happening.
Yeah, it seems like one whistleblower would have come forward and said, none of this shit is happening. It's all a lie.
People have. I've seen people about, there's been lots of people about the Holocaust. There's been lots of people about 9/11, talking about
So
what
you believe
happened to
none of this
Building
is happening?
7. No, I don't. I believe some of it's happening. I believe a lot of it's happening. I believe that
You're just saying it's possible
yeah,
that
I'm
none
just
of it's
saying,
happening.
yeah, I'm just saying overseas and places I've never been, I don't know. That's all.
Yeah.
I know or I don't know. So I'll just say I don't know.
Right. Right. I mean, just because we can't see something or we're not experiencing it directly doesn't mean it's not happening.
That's facts.
I just want that to be clear to the listeners.
Oh, that's 100% facts. But just because you see something on some video or something does not mean it's happening like that or it even happened because AI is getting very impressive and has been way more impressive before that.
The Self Love Show, giving you more than vitamins and minerals. Food for your soul, information and plans integral to making your mind grow. With more growth and development, BS is irrelevant to the intelligent. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is what we represent.
Yes, sir.
It's the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show.
We do it for our people.
Self Love Show, it's the Self Love Show, it's the Self Love Show.
To expose there no equals.
Self-love show, the self-love show, the self-love show.
Story Wordsmith 9 mils. You know how the story goes. It's the Self-Love Show. Yes, y'all. Y'all know how we do and how we operate. We make it great. Never perpetrate. Here to elevate a whole community. But it's halftime. And we have some extremely important videos for your entertainment, education, edutainment. We're gonna stretch our legs, pull it all together, and come back better than ever.
Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in what is it?
Area 51.
Area 51. There's no underground facility, unless there's this enormous conspiracy, and they hid it from the President of the United States.
Have you seen any evidence of non-human visitors to Earth?
Well, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. You know?
So aliens are real?
Well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. Well, he made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information. No, I don't have an opinion on it. I never talk about it. A lot of people do. A lot of people believe it. Do you believe it, Peter?
Well, if the president can declassify anything that he wants to,
well,
so if
maybe
you
I'll
want
get
to
him
make
out of trouble by declassifying.
We know illegal aliens are real.
Yeah, illegal. Only illegals.
Moses fleeing the people from Pharaoh.
Right, let my people go.
40 years in a desert.
Manna.
Let's talk about what manna truly is. And
Agonoski's in the Middle East right now saying manna is Peter.
Can we put some sensibility to that? Being in a desert, and our Father, the Creator, loves us beyond. He's going to rain down bread in a desert. Moses summoned the strongest men for them to dig, and that's where the whole term of so it is above, so it is what?
Below.
That means that Moses had the science for them to dig and find water.
Yeah, like the elephants would do.
So what do you find, even in a desert, when you dig down and find water? Do you find bread or do you find plants?
Was some of my research, at USC. I did a survey. The question was, do you think that Jesus Christ was of African descent or European descent? Overwhelmingly, over 90-something% of the folks said African descent. I said, then do you think his ethnicity matters? They said, no, it doesn't matter. And I'm saying, it matters obviously to somebody.
It does.
Absolutely. And it matters to white supremacy. But whenever there's a book called The Color of Christ, the saga of race, I think in America, they track when, most people say, well, this is something out of Europe and, who was that? Michelangelo painted,
Yeah.
No, that ain't got nothing to do with why Jesus is white. Jesus is white because of America. Jesus is white because of white supremacy in the Klan. That's why Jesus is white. That's where that comes from. It didn't stick in Europe because they knew better.
Hey, Cleveland, you better hide the markers from your kids. Somebody colored in your Jesus.
Somebody colored in your ass with too much ass, fat ass.
No, they're ignorant. That's ignorant. They're ignorant. That's ignorant. They're ignorant. That's ignorant.
Losses to the neck, but now I'm trophied up. I'm saying like.
Social programming, man, is off the chain, and we witnessed it. We got to see it firsthand. I often say that hip hop went from having fun to scholars to selling drugs to thugs to doing drugs.
And to literally drive by mass killing women and children in the neighborhood. Like, that's okay. Killing the elders, shooting up the block, that's all good stuff. The drug raping, all of that stuff became the cool thing to do. And then the mass materialism, and that kind of started during our era.
Yeah.
You talk about all these brands. I didn't know nothing. We didn't know nothing about half these brands that you could copy, Macy's and North Charlotte, that stuff. And some rapper hadn't told us about it. You know what I mean? So then the next step, if you ain't got a job or you don't have the means to get it, then what you gonna do to get those goods that we couldn't afford? You gonna sell drugs? You gonna do what you got to do to get that stuff?
Man, thank you guys for inviting me on. Thank you. Great format, very solid. It don't have that low budget movie feel. You know what I'm saying? And we get that a lot in the Black community, for real. Like people look at us to be fuck ups. They look at us to be low budget. They look at us to be ignorant, stuttering, and use a whole bunch of and all of that. But no, they got the real deal on here. That everybody know who Torian Mills is, baby. They know.
Hey, well, bro,
They're so ignorant.
Hey, but this platform's your platform. This platform's my platform. From Inglewood, California to South Shore.
Crazy thing about it.
This platform is
made for you and me.
It's made for you.
The crazy and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. I was trying to get out the end of the preamble, but go ahead, bro.
Yes, y'all. Y'all know how the game go. It's back. Professional. It's the Self Luv Show.
The Self Luv Show. The Self Luv Show. We do it for our people. The Self Luv Show. It's the Self Luv Show. It's the Self Luv Show. To expose no equal. The Self Luv Show. The Self Luv Show. The Self Luv Show.
Tory Smith, 9 Mills.
The Self Luv Show. The Self Luv Show. You know how the story goes. The Self Luv Show.
Yes, y'all. We back. Y'all know how it go. Gotta stay on the attack. Tory Wordsmith, 9 Mills, Self Luv Show. We grow every week. You know from the words that we speak. Conflict in Iran, whole layered cake. And some of the information here might have you bent out of shape. Even irate. If you look at it for what it is.
The Self Luv Show. You know how the story go. It's the Self Luv Show.
Yes, y'all. It don't stop. Tory Wordsmith, 9 Mills, Self Love. Let's go.
All right, y'all. We back in the building. See, we got another one to run real quick. Let's see here. Before we get down to the brass tacks, Trump attempts to clarify. Let's hear it from the so-called horse's mouth. Attempts to clarify the reason for these Iranian actions.
CBS News senior White House correspondent Weijia Zhang brings us more now on what President Trump is saying about this war. Weijia, good morning. You said yesterday the key question was why, and we're getting some insight into that now. Good morning.
Good morning, Arrow. Good morning to everybody. You're right. President Trump is really trying to clarify that question that has loomed large, which is what is he trying to accomplish with this bombing campaign? Meanwhile, the administration says the hardest hits have yet to come and that the next phase will be even more punishing for Iran.
The United States military continues to carry out large-scale combat operations in Iran to eliminate the grave threats posed to America.
At his first public event since the U.S. and Israel began bombarding Iran on Saturday, President Trump said he will wage war until Iran's missile capabilities, nuclear ambitions, and navy are all destroyed.
We've knocked out already 10 ships.
Trump justified the
How are you
attack's
going to destroy
timing,
nuclear
citing
ambition?
Iran's ballistic missile capability.
This posed a very clear, colossal threat to America
All
and
their
our forces
research
stationed overseas.
facilities,
After
everything.
briefing lawmakers Monday, Secretary of State Marco
That's not ambition.
Rubio echoed that.
Ambition is not physical.
Yeah, that's true. But it implies
And the more you bomb a people, the more you're going to want
it's really going to build some ambition, ain't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
Claim.
But, that's just their language anyway. And this language is a spell that we speak. So I was just speaking in the spell.
Yeah.
Imminent threat.
But Democrats who attended the closed-door briefing disagreed.
That briefing raised many more questions than it answered.
There was no imminent threat to the United States of America. There was a threat to Israel.
Rubio argued the U.S. had to hit Iran first to head off
Yeah,
harsher
he's dual
retaliation
citizen.
on American targets in the region if Israel had attacked
What, Spanish
alone.
and U.S.?
Obviously, we were aware of Israeli
No,
intentions and understood
Israel.
what that would mean for us, and we had to
How
be
you get a
prepared
name
to
like
act as a
Rubio
result of it.
Steen?
Now strikes are
It don't
still
matter. They'll take
ongoing.
you.
Trump said the operation is ahead of schedule but could take a month or
They try
longer.
to say it's
We
a
projected
race,
4
but
to
it's
5
a
weeks.
religion.
But we have capability to go far longer than that. We'll do it.
And Vice President J.D. Vance made his first public remarks since the operation began. During a Fox News interview last night, he said it could go on for a little or a lot longer. A source familiar with his thinking says before the strikes, the vice president was personally against them. But he also said if they were to happen, they should be big and fast. A spokesperson for Vance has declined to comment. Errol?
Very interesting. Weijia Zhang at the White House. Thank you.
Surprise, Russia and China is sitting by as their allies are getting bombed to shit.
Yeah, well, it's all a soap opera.
Will the release of the Epstein list create a motive rooted in distraction?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's all we were talking about. And now no one's talking about it.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is it's like 7 companies, which is probably 2 companies or 3 companies, really. They own the other ones that control the media. And when you have that, they're going to dead any story they don't want. They're going to big up whatever they want.
Thanks. Major geopolitical events often overshadow domestic scandals, which we're clearly seeing here. When a global headline erupts, it can conveniently push uncomfortable stories, including high-profile names tied to the Epstein pervert list, out of the spotlight. Whether intentional or coincidental, the timing invites questions.
We know it ain't coincidence. That's a false word. That's a
Correct.
conspiracy theory, same thing.
This is obvious intentional.
Yeah, I mean, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, then it's a duck.
Yeah, it could be a goose.
No, it's a duck. A goose got a different sound, and that's a goose. That's a goose. Goose ain't a duck, and a duck ain't a goose.
Duck, duck, goose. U.S.-Israel war with Iran. Strikes escalate.
Getting to that breaking news 4 days into the war with Iran, and strikes are escalating across
Damn,
the
it
Middle East.
labeled as a war without
we now know
Congress?
the identities of
Wow.
70
That's what I
U.S.
said
service
earlier.
members killed.
Yeah,
This
but the
as
media, I
calls
ain't heard them
grow
say
for the
it's a
Trump
war.
administration to justify the U.S. military attacks on Iran. Eyewitness News reporter Liz Nagy joins us live from our newsroom with the breaking
Not a
developments.
war.
Liz?
David, President Trump and Secretary of State Marco Rubio continue to offer shifting narratives as to why the United States struck Iran. Both have again changed their stories today, as the Pentagon has now identified 4 of the 6 service members killed in a retaliatory strike on Sunday. These are the faces of American soldiers killed in action, the first deadly casualties of a rapidly expanding war triggered by joint U.S. and Israeli strikes in Iran. The retaliation by Iran has been swift. That was an Iranian drone narrowly missing the U.S. consulate in Dubai and sparing everyone inside. It's an unrelenting tit-for-tat, strike for strike. From the comfort of the Oval Office, President Trump took questions for the first time since launching strikes 4 days ago. ABC's Rachel Scott pressed the president. Was it Israel who forced his hand on Iran?
I think they were going to attack first, and I didn't want that to happen. So if anything, I might have forced Israel's hand. But Israel was ready, and we were ready.
But just yesterday, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Israel was a yes, with or without U.S. assistance.
We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer.
Dual citizen.
So you knew that
before they launched those attacks,
so they couldn't stop Israel.
Before they launched those attacks,
so they couldn't have put pressure on Israel and say, "Hey, look, man, if you do this shit, Iran's gonna start attacking us." So we're telling you no. Who's running who around this motherfucker?
Israel's running the United States. Half the Congress is, it might not be half, but a lot of them are dual citizens with Israel.
You mean we've got lawmakers who are dual citizens?
A whole lot.
Are any Israeli lawmakers dual citizens with the U.S.?
Probably half the Congress, or somewhere nearing
the Israeli Congress. Half of the Israeli Congress
half
in Israel are Americans.
Half of.
I understand that you've made that clear multiple times.
Okay, no, I don't know shit about the Israel thing because I don't know about that because, especially from the way they control the media.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if they can be in our law, in our structured government, then we should be able to be in their government.
They don't know.
Upon arrival on Capitol Hill this afternoon to brief Congress, who has the constitutional authority to declare war, Rubio tried to clean up his previous explanation.
Let me explain to you guys this in simple English. Okay? Iran is run by lunatics, religious fanatic lunatics. They have an ambition to have nuclear weapons, and this is the weakest they've ever been. Now is the time to go after them.
Which one is it, Donald Trump? Regime change, nuclear weapons, missiles, an imminent threat to the homeland, or a preemptive strike?
Correct. The only way this would be a justified attack is if there was an imminent, justified without going to Congress, is if there was an imminent danger to the United States, not to our allies, but to the United States. Other than that, you've got to go through Congress for approval.
Yeah, and you also can't take gifts from foreign states, according to the Constitution. And this guy did it blatantly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, attacks on the region.
We're living
now,
under
all
the
but
Patriots Act.
Missile and drone strikes have paralyzed the Middle East.
We're living under nobody's doing shit about it.
Stranding roughly 1,500 Americans without a clear way to escape home to safety.
I know that officials have said, use commercial means, but there are really no commercial means here for us to use.
While members of Congress are now still working to learn more about these strikes on Iran, President Donald Trump said in a Truth Social post on Tuesday, more than 9,000 Americans have been able to return from the Middle East since the launch of the joint U.S.-Israeli strikes on Iran.
They say he owns that Truth Social.
Yeah. I mean, they said he started it, but they said he owns those buildings. His name's his own too, so I don't believe any of that.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
They're using his name.
So how might oil prospecting or energy interests factor into one of the layers of this cake?
Well, since Iran had discovered that they had oil, the Zionists have been on their ass.
Yeah, the British was controlling it for a minute. BP.
Yeah. British Petroleum, BP, the same shit that's here.
Yeah.
And those people at some point said enough is enough. I think it was 79 or something.
Yeah. Rose up, said, this is oil under our land. We should be the ones getting the money for it.
Yeah.
Kicked out the puppet master that was getting paid from Britain. And then said, and then what did we do?
Back
Sanctioned.
To people. Back to people that said, oh no, we're going to boycott. There was a boycott then.
Oh yeah, we backed them, which was Iraq and other people within their country. And then we
it was Britain that we backed, because that's what shut them down. It was a couple of years later that they kind of folded under the sanctions and had a regime change instituted by the CIA and the Zionists.
Yeah. Iraq, we backed Iraq. That's when we started backing Iraq to fight Iran, because they wanted to profit off of their oil. So we put sanctions on them and told the world, don't buy their oil.
Right, behind Britain.
Yeah, that's why when the Iraq war started, I'm like, wait a minute. I remember thinking this in the 90s, like, wait, I thought we was fucking with it. I thought we was fucking with Iraq. We built Saddam Hussein.
Of course, and put him in place. And did some bullshit to Iraq to get him in place.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, not we, but the United States government is one of the most terroristic, opportunistic, make things happen, fund both sides of the situation, and capitalize on who wins.
Yeah, I heard somebody else say what we say. I forgot what it was. I was watching a national news show, and they were like, yeah, it's just a shell game.
They watch it.
Capitalism is a shell game. And I'm like, yeah, there's somebody saw it. Yeah. Yeah. We've been saying that it's just a shell game. And it would collapse. So you have to keep going to these fallow, you got to keep stealing for it to keep, or else it will all collapse.
Yeah, that's the road we're on.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be this way. But when you got greed when the top 1% have how much of the resources?
90%.
Yeah. Let's go back to $2.3 trillion. What could that money be doing in America?
And the problem is, it would still go back to the people that's stealing.
Yeah, sure would. And spread out all over the world.
Yeah, back to the people that's stealing. Like, that's this system has to be redone. It can't operate under the current guise, because it's been too many bullshit and lies implemented into the whole thing. Because you have people that's all they do is pay to influence people towards things, and that's not for the people. It's for whoever has the money to try to influence the situation, and it should not be that way. Like, enough is enough.
Facts. The golden rule: whoever has the gold makes the rules.
Man, fuck that. Because the gold, we decide what's valuable, and gold ain't got to be valuable if that's what the fuck they got.
Yeah. I was trying to convince somebody of that. They was like, yeah, they need money. I'm like, they don't need money. They created money to control us.
Yeah.
Those at the top don't need money. They doing this shit for the resources.
They got all of the money. No,
and the control.
The control. That's it. That's all.
Well, but part of that is the resources.
That's all included in the money.
Well, that's the resources is included in the control. The money is just something that measures the resources.
Well,
But the resources is the only thing that has
I think
intrinsic value.
That's all to the money. I mean, if there was no money value, then it's all about the resources, and the resources are the money. I mean, it's all the same to me. I hear what you're saying, and I see where you're coming from. I do.
Yeah. Yeah, you could burn up all the money, and then it's going to come down to who has control of the resources.
That's the money. That's what I was saying. Resources are the money. The money is the resources.
You mean the commodity?
Not even the commodity.
The resources are the commodity.
Is the money. Because it's all based on nothing but the resources.
Money isn't based on anything. It's
the fiduciary. Yeah, you're right. The system that we're in.
Yeah. But it's the lie they tell.
If you ask everybody, though, it's.
Yeah, if you get rid of the money, I'm talking about money, right? If you get rid of this money system, cash, whatever you want to call it. When I say resources, I'm not talking about gold. I'm talking about water. I'm talking about the minerals. I'm talking about oil, right?
I'm talking about the money. That's the money for me. I was comparing that, not the fiduciary dollars. Or
you can't call resources money if we're having this discussion about the difference between money and resources.
We wasn't talking about the discussion about until I said what I said. Like I equated them as equal, and I
got what you're saying. All right. Control of oil fields and transit routes have shaped Middle Eastern conflicts for decades. An attack can shift negotiations, influence prices, or secure leverage over future drilling rights. When energy is currency, conflict becomes a bargaining chip. Currency. The conflict in Iran, a multi-layered cake. All right, why do accusations about weapons of mass destruction, which we just heard in that last video, still appears in narratives like this, bro?
Because it's fear factor. They talk about nuclear weapons or anything the whole world could be done with and all of that. It's a large fear control factor. And for most people who have no idea what's really going on anywhere, that's a legitimate reason to go in there and disrupt their whole situation. Pardon me.
Right. If there's a 1% possibility that they could create a nuclear bomb and get it to the U.S., that justifies killing all innocent people and blowing up hospitals and stuff like that. Right. Not to you, but to those in Middle America or whatever the case might be.
To everybody that follows the media and feels like Fox knows what they're talking about. Uppercut, coach.
Yeah. Yeah. that Fox is telling us the truth.
By the way, I'm not happy with the UK either. That island that you read about, the lease, okay, he made it for whatever reason, he made a lease of the island. Somebody came and took it away from him. And it's taken 3-4 days for us to work out where we can land there. It would have been much more convenient landing there as opposed to flying many extra hours. So we are very surprised. This is not Winston Churchill that we're dealing with.
More missiles and drones raining down across the Middle East today as the war on Iran enters.
All right.
He's a man. You know that toupee got on his head?
Yeah.
That they need to fold it back and he needs to go ahead and be bozo. It ain't red, but it's orange. Maybe cookie. I don't know. Shit.
Yeah, cookie.
Yeah, you pull it back and just be bald head cookie. Because shit, this dude is a clown.
Claims about weapons of mass destruction carry emotional weight, to your point, and justify extreme responses. Even without concrete evidence, Invoking them can rally international support, frame an adversary as a global threat, or create urgency for direct military action.
Man, yeah. Weapons of mass destruction, man, they can fuck up everything. And everybody like, oh, and it's just a trigger. It's like, and then everybody be like, oh, shit, yeah, y'all you got it. We agreed. Go in there.
Yeah, we got to send our boys in there. Let's send our family in there and clean it up. But the whole time, they just going in there stealing.
Yeah, period. We don't know what's going over there, to my point earlier, that I don't know what's going on in places I've never been or any of that. You know, even places I've been, I don't know what's going over there now, but I know that there's a whole propaganda proclamation by the Zionist nation to let your local people think everybody outside of you is fucked up and they can't deal with you or won't deal with you. And, you know, you're superior and, you know, all of that. Everything that's going on in you is better than them all over the place.
I feel all that. I just feel like if America's telling you they doing evil shit and bombing people and killing innocent babies, I tend to believe that shit. How to instilling oil and I tend to believe that. You know, I could be wrong, but that's the shit I tend to believe.
They do
Now,
it
when they
here,
tell me
so
they're,
I mean, what?
Yeah, when they tell me they're doing good shit, and you know we're just over there with the Red Cross to do good shit.
No.
Now
Red
that's
Cross
just shit I question.
Red Cross is
Yeah, exactly.
The devil.
It's a Red Cross. It doesn't even make sense in the beginning.
Hey, you see? I mean, speaking about some shit, bro. Hey, you seen the Liquid Death? It's a brand, and they got water,
Yeah,
alcohol.
Yeah,
Who the would?
Yeah, yeah. Who would consume that?
I'm having a hard time. I see it, you know, because I drive all over the state. And I see it everywhere, and I just wonder who consumes it. And I was actually at their event, and they were giving it out, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't. No.
How does protecting Israel vis-a-vis being their little bitch fit into the web of possible motives? How does that fit into the layer?
Well, when you look into how many dual citizens there are in the American government with Israel, then it's very painful to see, you know, and it's a long history of it. That's why we give aid to a country that has a higher standard of living than us, has free healthcare and free education, and give them a whole lot of money
and give them dual citizenship.
Yeah, that's
give them control of the media. Well, I don't know if you can say they control all the media because that would be anti-Semitic.
Well, I mean, let's look at the owners of the largest holders of the 7 companies, and then we can just talk about what's actual factual.
I know. But one thing I agree with Kyrie said, how can I be anti-Semitic when these aren't even the Semites?
Well, that's their whole thing. They own the media, so they can be whoever they want to be.
Right. But
they took over a whole situation of the chosen people, made themselves the chosen people off of choosing the religion.
You can't tell me
quite following it.
I'm anti-Kappa Alpha Psi if the people I'm anti on ain't even Kappas. They're fraudulent perpetrators, right?
Exactly what I'm saying.
And then you come to me and you say you're anti-nukes. You know what I mean? Like, but they just perpetrating
to the highest.
That's what Kyrie. That's all poor Kyrie was saying.
Well, I'm just saying, like they don't even call themselves what the people was called, and then they're calling them an offshoot of the stuff that the people wasn't even called. Because the Hebrews is who they emulating, and they're talking about they're Jews or Jewish, or offshoot, or not quite Jews, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
that's all emulating the Hebrews, though. So it's really amazing. I mean, I just don't understand that people don't know that this is. And then they try to say it's a whole race. How the fuck is some people from
Poland?
Yes. How are they blood related to somebody that's
To
supposed
Abraham.
to be?
When you look at everybody else in the
that's
region.
supposed to be in Africa, and it's probably in Americas, but regardless, it's Americas, Africa. How is somebody from there supposed to be that?
Compared to how everybody else in the region looks.
And then you look at it and see how the head of the Choctaw, the Cherokee, all them people look like them. They're the same fucking people. Because they do the same shit everywhere. And come in there and say, oh, and marry in and be like, oh, no, I'm the people.
Yeah. And they take the money. Gypsies. Did you hear about that little community in New York, that part of New York South, where they have the highest rate of, and it's a Jewish community, the highest rate of welfare? Over 82% of the people in that community are on welfare, Self. And they all walk around with it. Yes, and they're all Jewish. And they got 12 kids. The same shit they put on black people, bro. Let's see if we can find that video.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me at all because these people come in and they emulate the indigenous population, and then they marry in and then take over. Dude, we started getting called freedmen. The fuck? This is our tribe. Now you calling us freedmen in the tribe.
High rate of, what's this, welfare?
It's ridiculous, bro.
But it's the stuff their media puts on us. 99% of the Hasidic Jews that depend on welfare. So 99% in a New York town.
Damn.
90. I mean, what's that 1%? What I want to talk to that 1%. We got to go over there and talk to them. Now, why ain't you sucking off the teat of the government? You know what I mean? What makes you special and different?
They make too much money.
They ain't got to prove yet.
No, they right above the threshold of money.
They still waiting on approval.
What do you do for work? I'm a student. How do you afford to raise 3 kids while being a student?
God help me.
Does the American taxpayer help you too?
Also, yes.
This is Curious Joel, a village of 44,000 Hasidic Jews in upstate New York that primarily speak Yiddish. Women have 7 kids on average.
Yiddish. Gypsies.
One of the fastest growing towns in America, with many men religiously studying the Torah full time and rely on state assistance and welfare programs to feed and house their
they're not even
families.
Ish people.
How many
Hold
kids
on,
do you have? Zebka, with many men religiously studying the Torah full time and rely on state assistance and welfare programs to feed and house their massive families.
How many kids do you have? 7. How do people afford to have so many kids here?
They don't afford, we help each other. We open 2 groceries called Maitiv. We're giving them 50% discount.
Like how many kids per family?
10, 12, 14, 15.
I'm trying to figure out how you guys afford to have so many kids though.
I'm struggling.
Struggling?
Some of them are being supported by community members.
How do people afford to have such big families down here?
The same.
What do you mean? How long does the prayer last?
To go from 6 o'clock in the morning until the night.
When do they work if they're praying all day?
They're not praying all day.
How do you afford to raise 3 kids while being a student?
Because I work very hard. God help me.
Does the American taxpayer help you too?
Also, yes.
Housing assistance or Section 8, EBT, SNAP, Medicare?
Yes.
Could I move here as a non-Hasidic Jew? Tap here to see what he said. What do you...
All right, go ahead. What was you saying?
I don't forget. Pathetic and ridiculous, the media.
Upstate New York, 99% of them in that community are sucking off the teat of your tax money. And you let the world tell it. It's us over here.
Well, I mean, they always talk about welfare people, and it's always us, but it's never us. We're the least, maybe not the least, but close to it.
And I guarantee you, they make us jump through the most hoops to get it.
Oh, well, he said, "Oh, I got 3.5 million off of welfare." Yeah, you made it harder for them to get welfare, so they can't.
Who you talking about? Trump?
Yeah, dump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Largest military.
Donald Dump, and the whole fallacy of American government. The government, them people, bro. Them the people, bro. Them people make everything happen for us. They make it happen. They cut off our taxes and everything, and then make sure that we can't make shit happen, but they're gonna take our taxes. So we get nothing for it, and we love it because they are so good to us.
More missiles and drones raining down across the Middle East today as the war on Iran enters day 5. We now know the names and faces of some of the American troops killed. All were from an Army Reserve unit in Iowa. ABC's Marcus Moore has the latest update from the Pentagon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We haven't declared war against them as a nation.
Right. And I'm just saying, they keep saying war. The war has been,
A wave of new attacks in the Middle East as U.S. Central Command reveals more than 50,000 U.S. troops are now in the region.
50,000?
Previously reported. And now we're seeing the faces of some of the first American casualties of this war in Iran. Captain Cody Cork, Sergeant First Class Nicola Moore.
Nicole, they don't have a dental plan while you in the Army. You can get that tooth adjusted or whatever's going on right there.
She wasn't in there long enough, because of shit.
Rest her soul. Sergeant First Class, her commanding officer didn't say command her to go to the rest herself, so I won't talk about it. She wasn't.
She the only one showing the teeth, so there's some issues going on in the armed forces with the dental.
Yeah, it's a choice. Never mind. Rest herself. She doesn't.
You been in the military? Cause shit, I know them motherfuckers. Oh, never mind. They try to go after they out of it. Well, I guess while they in, they should be able to get it, but shit, while they out, them motherfuckers be like, they don't do shit for them.
Yeah, they were active.
And Sergeant Declan Cody, all from an Army Reserve unit
She
in
the
Des
only
Moines,
one
Iowa.
smiling,
They were
chewing
among
teeth.
6 Americans killed after an Iranian drone hit a tactical operations.
It's got to be a choice. Like the way some people wake up and don't wash their ass, and they got soap and water at home. Some people wake up and choose not to brush their teeth.
Iran now escalating attacks on American interests.
I hear you, but some people don't show their teeth because it's fucked up. She was the only one out of 5 people or 6, whatever it was, that showed her teeth at all.
So what's your point?
Yeah, I'm smiling like the people that didn't show their teeth right now, so I'm working on that.
Right, but I have to believe if you're in the Army, and never mind, I have to believe that they have access to dental while they're in the Army.
Yeah, they don't treat them well though after, so I'm not. I hear what you're saying, but I see all them other people not smiling, so I'm wondering.
All those other people are pink people. I'm saying it's a choice that they're not going to the dentist to get their teeth done. Do you know there's people with great dental plans, Self, who have fucked up teeth and bad breath? Are you bumping for white people here? Doesn't mean like you're bumping.
I'm talking about me, and I'm not talking about no white motherfucker.
Well, we're not talking about you. I'm not talking about you.
I am.
I'm talking about this lady here and these other 4 soldiers and the general white people who walk around with crooked teeth. That's what I'm talking about.
Was able to shoot in the first few days, and sadly, as we projected, a few got through and killed 6 of our best, who will hopefully arrive home soon.
I was questioning their benefits. That's what I was questioning.
No doubt.
Yeah, questioning their benefits. That's what I was.
Right. You keep talking about when they're out. Everybody knows that they don't have the best.
If they're in. I don't know.
Right. You don't know.
I've never been in their military.
Okay. Does active U.S. military have dental plan. I can't believe it. We're going through this. Yes, active duty U.S. military members do get dental coverage. Active duty service members are covered by TRICARE system through the active duty dental program. Most dental care is provided at military dental clinics on base. I'm not in the military. I've never been in the military. I've known people who've been in the military, but I can make this logical assumption. If the clinics can't provide the treatment or you're stationed far away, you can be referred to a civilian dentist through the program. Covered services typically include exams, cleanings, x-rays, fillings, root canals, extractions, and other necessary dental treatments. Active duty members generally pay $0 out of pocket for covered dental services when they follow the program rules. This is a choice, is what I was saying.
Yeah, and after, well, I guess this, yeah, never mind, because they treat them how they treat them, and I've never been in the military, so you would think they would treat them better when they're not active duty or what have you, and I don't know how they treat them because I've never been in the military. That's all I'm saying, and you can make assumptions and deal with it how you want to deal with it.
So if you've never been in the military, why would you assume that they don't have dental coverage, bro? They got medical coverage. These are soldiers. You want them to be as healthy as possible so they can fight these wars. They don't give a shit about them after they're out.
Yeah, after they're out. That's why.
Right. You keep bringing that up. They were in.
And we don't know if any of those other motherfuckers, you're saying it's a choice. That's all you're saying. So
that's all I'm saying. All I'm trying to say is there's people in this country who choose not to fix their teeth. And it's people in Britain.
And we don't know nothing about them other motherfuckers because they didn't even open their mouth.
They're probably the same way. Now, if you see some coloreds in there, they probably won't look like that because they're taking advantage of the dental plan. That's all I'm saying. But if you want to bump for them, you bump for them. Okay. What role could global institutions like the World Bank or broader global influence play?
Well, anytime they stopping them from making their money or doing anything with their money, then it's a problem. And that's what's really going on. It's all kind of sanctions and all kind of shit. So makes people desperate and figure out other ways to make income. You know, you're talking about you want to stop somebody from criminalizing, then you cut off their legitimate ways of making money. Then, I mean, what do you think they're going to do? And then I don't know any of that because I'm listening from the point of view of America.
Yeah. And if you want to get to one world government, you're going to get to one world bank, which is probably controlled by the Zionists. And if you want to control the people, you want to control their money. I forgot what the quote was. It was Rockefeller. Something about he don't have to control the education or the army. Just let me control the money.
No, he didn't have to control the lawmakers.
Right.
It wasn't the education because he took over the education and the medical stuff, but it was he didn't need the government or the lawmakers. He just
right.
Needed,
right. And so that's what I think could be playing into this. And the only reason is this was planted in my head by the Nation of Islam some years ago. That they'll come up with every excuse, and this is what was said. They'll come up with every excuse, call the leader, because he was talking about Gaddafi at the time. Call him evil, when they just trying to make it. And they'll say, yeah. And they'll accuse you of stealing the money when really they've sanctioned you. They've cut you off from the world. And that's why you people are struggling.
Shit, the Gaddafi people wasn't even struggling. He was, man, there's no homelessness. If you wanted to go into a field, he paid for you to go to college. You had a house. You had time off when you had a child. It was.
You had health care.
Yeah, 100% healthcare and 100% education. 100%. If you didn't want to do shit, you could have a house and didn't have to do shit. Really, based off of the oil. So we were told, which is always a struggle for me because I feel so convicted, and then my mind and soul realize where I got the information.
Yeah, discernment.
We begin tonight with the breaking news on the war in Iran, the war widening. Tonight, the Pentagon saying we're just getting started and striking deeper into Iran. And tonight, a U.S. submarine sinking an Iranian warship. Tonight, the Pentagon releasing...
Congress ain't said war, so we ain't at war. This motherfucking media saying
They paid off. They sitting there taking it up the bomb is what they're doing.
Extraordinary images showing a U.S.
Because they're all compromised.
Fast attack submarine. For the first time since World War II, firing a torpedo to sink an Iranian warship, 180 on board, sinking in the Indian Ocean. At least 32 Iranian sailors rescued. Tonight, U.S. Central Command reporting more than 20 Iranian ships have been struck or sunk. Iran's retaliation across the region, drawing more than a dozen nations into this conflict.
Damn.
A UK fighter jet shooting down an Iranian drone over Jordan. NATO intercepting a missile over Syria headed...
Look at this guy standing by a missile self that hasn't detonated.
You already know that's some bullshit. They want to slip that into your fucking all this whole report is some bullshit. I'm sorry.
Why is he standing like that? Is this AI? Look how
gotta be. He's leaning just like the base of the goddamn bomb is leaning.
Yeah, why is he doing that?
I don't think he is. That's some fucking...
And did the cameraman say, all right, I want you to get closer. Now dip your hip.
No, everything's flat. No, he didn't do that on purpose. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, did the cameraman say, all right, stand right there. We're going to get a picture before this thing blows up?
Oh, it could be there's a type of photo where it bends on the corners and maybe they zoomed in. So I could see that, but it's still some camera shit. It ain't how they
panoramic.
Yeah, and then zoomed in because it's leaning because the corners got this. I don't even know if it's panoramic. It's
for Turkey, an image showing a man standing near an unexploded missile near the airport in northeastern Syria. More explosions reported in Tehran. Meanwhile, Secretary Pete Hegseth revealing the mastermind behind the 2024 plot to assassinate Donald Trump has been killed. And tonight we're learning more about the Army reservists killed during an Iranian attack in Kuwait. The Americans. Sergeant First Class Nicole.
I don't believe this.
Moore was just days away from returning home to her husband and 2 children. 20-year-old Sergeant Declan Cole.
Days away from returning home.
Great story.
Damn.
He described as the rock of his family. Tonight, his sister right here describing the moment the doorbell rang.
Looks like they went to the Army optometrist. Those are the cheapest glasses you probably could get in there on your Army plan.
They probably made them have it.
Mm-hmm.
ABC's chief foreign correspondent Ian Pannell leading us off from the region again tonight.
Tonight, the war with Iran rapidly expanding. For the first time since World War II.
Yeah, it's a war there, fella.
It's
the
not.
U.S. Navy sinking an enemy ship with a...
Congress ain't decided it's a war.
Well, you've said multiple times. Are we on the Constitution or are we on the?
We're under the Patriots Act. But I'm gonna go ahead and say that every time because all these people talk about the fucking Constitution. I'm exposed it every time.
Fired from a fast attack submarine. Extraordinary video from the periscope of that American sub showing the massive explosion before the Iranian warship with 180 people on board sank to the bottom of the Indian Ocean.
America is winning decisively, devastatingly, and without mercy.
The torpedo attack happened off the coast of Sri Lanka. Authorities there recovering dozens of...
Now look how dark this brother is. So
Yeah, of course.
look at his hair. And then you're calling those Israelis the Hebrews.
Yeah, well, we know they're not. I'm sorry, I'm not even on camera, but we know they're not. And they know they're not. They're the ish people.
I'm starting to question if those Arabs are even
Of course they're not.
the descendants of, is it Jacob? I'm starting to question that.
Even that land, you need to question that because the land is in America.
Bodies saying only 32 people were rescued. That ship, one of at least 20 Iranian Navy vessels, the U.S. says it's destroyed.
So there's a lot of killing going
getting started. We are accelerating, not decelerating. Iran's capabilities are evaporating by the hour, while American strength grows fiercer, smarter, and utterly dominant.
With officials revealing the current operation has delivered twice the air power of the shock and awe campaign of Iraq in 2003. Tonight, the Pentagon downplaying concerns U.S. missile stockpiles could run low if the war drags on.
We have sufficient precision munitions for the task at hand, both on the offense and defense. I appreciate the interest, but just know that we consider that an operational security matter.
Then why did you answer?
There are also questions tonight about the number of U.S. interceptors across the Middle East.
We have plenty.
Right, or no comment. That's operational.
Yeah.
Used by multiple countries to try to block these Iranian missiles and drones. Will the interceptors last? Because military officials say it takes 2 or 3 of them to shoot down just one Iranian ballistic missile. An expert...
What's going on, though, when those top-of-the-line tech missiles, like you saw, don't blow up? Is that an act of God?
Lies about their technology and what they have.
Mm-hmm. I told you, I've been questioning if those nuclear bombs are just
lies.
Uh-huh. They got 50,000 nuclear warriors, 200,000 that they can pinpoint and send all the way across
the world 17,000 million times. 17 trillion times. Got enough bombs to blow it up 17 trillion times.
Yeah. They go up into space and then they come down on the other side of the world.
Predict Iran had a stockpile of more than 2,000.
Lower orbit. You talking about space? I'm talking about lower orbit. You talking about space?
Tonight, Iran launching a new wave of strikes across the Gulf.
Iverson ran.
Yeah, the guy
on space.
Had a met a dude telling me he don't believe in outer space.
A UK fighter jet shooting down.
He was talking about the firmament. He was a flat earther.
An Iranian drone over Jordan. NATO saying it intercepted an Iranian ballistic missile over Syria that was heading for Turkey. As images emerge of an
Look, they're riding their motorcycles around. Look at all the pictures around the missile, Self.
Fighter jet shooting down an Iranian drone over Jordan. NATO saying it intercepted an Iranian ballistic missile over Syria.
But that's not good. You can reverse engineer these
that was
things.
Heading for Turkey. As images...
You can reverse engineer that, Self.
Bro, all that shit this is fucking AI. I can't say it any other way. That's AI. That's not.
And it went into the ground like that, huh, Self?
And didn't blow up.
Didn't blow up. That could be God, though.
What, I mean, they're about 4-6 feet deep?
Yeah. Could be Yahuwah.
I mean.
And where were they aiming at? The open field?
Bro, it's asinine. A whole lot of the shit that they show us that people believe.
The tech we supposedly have, they were shooting at that airfield, and this thing landed in the middle of the grass, and it didn't blow up.
Well, they forgot how it worked.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that one didn't work because they forgot. They were still building on it, you know.
They're going to blame Pookie and Ray Ray.
Well, they've been to the moon, but they forgot how it got there and forgot how it worked.
Yeah, I got what you're saying.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
And the black girls who did the math that they made that movie about,
and the Noop that had some shit to do with it.
They can't find them.
They could find them, and they could have done the math that they told them to do, but that don't mean they was trying to go where they said they went.
It was all theoretical.
Yes.
Emerge of an Iranian missile that slammed into
This
a
is
Syrian
crazy.
field.
I don't see the point in being that close up on it for any reason.
But US and Israeli officials say the Iranian attacks have slowed down. And from inside Iran.
Hey, what you need to ask is, when is that picture? When is that picture? Because it's probably not during this situation. Okay? That motherfucker's probably super dormant and been there for a very long time. Know what I mean?
Since World War II.
Yeah, some shit like that.
Pounds from a young anti-government activist in Tehran, bravely speaking out. We're not naming her to protect her identity.
It is very, very dangerous outside.
They're not naming herself, not showing her face.
Ain't know some bullshit.
This could be AI.
Everybody from the regime has the gun. Most of them are very ugly and furious, and they have free will to shoot everybody. They don't think about anything.
She says,
"Oh my God. You remember the little girl who ran in front of Congress during the Iraq War and talked about people getting kidnapped and little girls, remember? And it turned out it was all a lie."
Yeah, this sounds very similar.
Yeah, sounds exactly the same. And look at the picture of this guy. He doesn't look evil to me.
Well, I don't know how evil looks per se, but
I mean, what they're saying about him.
Is he pink?
He could be. I don't know. It goes back to what you were saying about the imposters, bro.
Man.
Whew. People are happy the Supreme Leader's dead, but worried the war will stop before the regime is gone. The Red Crescent reporting over 1,000 deaths, with Iranian officials expected to elect a new Supreme Leader. One potential candidate, Ayatollah Khamenei's own son, Mujtaba, a hardliner likely to stick to his father's legacy, according to Iranian officials familiar with the deliberations. Israel's defense minister warning.
No, he ain't gonna make it. They justifying his death already. He ain't gonna make it.
If Iran's new leader followed the same path as Khamenei, he would become an unequivocal target for elimination.
There it is.
Tonight,
Israel
the
just
US
said
confirming
so.
the Iranian Revolutionary Guard commander, identified as the mastermind behind the 2024 plot to assassinate President Trump, has also been killed.
The leader of the unit who attempted to assassinate President Trump has been hunted down and killed. Iran tried to kill President Trump.
Is that what this is all about? Is this one of the layers?
It definitely is a layer, because it sounds like crap.
Right. Trump might have believed it. The CIA probably weaved together a whole story.
Yeah, we're gonna send some great people in. They're gonna take care of business and eliminate the threat. And they're great people. We got a great plan.
They're the best.
Damn.
And President Trump got the last laugh.
Yeah. They're gonna make it happen.
So let's bring in Ian Pano with us live from Tel Aviv again tonight. And Ian, we've taken viewers here on these U.S. submarines before. We were on the USS Florida in the Eastern Mediterranean as it prepared for a highly classified mission. At the time, we saw the extraordinary firepower these submarines have, those torpedoes on board. We've not seen a deadly torpedo attack since 1945. The Pentagon tonight saying it was a Mark 48 torpedo they fired at that Iranian warship.
Yeah, that's right, David. The Pentagon saying it was the same type of torpedo that you saw and used with devastating firepower. So many Iranian sailors killed in that attack. And I think it shows the lengths to which the US is prepared to go to crush Iran's military capabilities. David?
Ian.
I mean, if we haven't used torpedoes since 1945, it's safe to say this president is off the rails. And the leadership that he remember, he came in, he got rid of all the military leaders that have been there.
Just saying bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, bullshit on a torpedo not being used since 45, but bullshit that is being used now. That ain't even technology that.
Well, they said the torpedo goes underneath the ship and then it explodes.
Yeah. And they haven't used it since 45. So come on.
Yeah, since World War II.
Yeah, come on. That's just some bullshit, bro.
All right, we're not going to go through all this, but I think this guy China is a spy.
All right, guys, we've got yet another
Professor
heavy hitter guest and first-time guest on the
China's sitting back in the cut. They're going to watch everybody run out of their munitions, and then they're going to pop out.
show. Professor Zhang, he is the star of the popular YouTube channel Predictive History. He uses game
He
theory to
couldn't do
analyze
none of this shit in China.
past, current, and to predict future geopolitical events. And he joins us now. Professor, great to have you.
Good to see you, sir.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, of course. So,
Betty can't drive a car without causing accidents.
For people who aren't familiar with your work, I wanted to show folks that back in 2024, you made three big predictions. One, that Trump would win. Two, that he would start a war with Iran. And three, that the U.S. would lose that war. Let's take a listen to that.
In this class this semester, I'm making three big predictions, right? First is that Trump will win in November. Second is that the United States will go to war against Iran. And the third big prediction is that the United States will lose this war, which will
Chinese spy
forever change the global order.
Whatever.
So obviously that last one.
I mean, look at him. What do you think? He's an African spy?
Whoever the highest bidder.
One is the only one who is better.
How they look is not reflective 100% of who they're spying for.
Has not yet come to fruition is quite a stunning prediction. You know, do you stand by it? And what have you seen so far that leads you to sort of stand firm in that conclusion?
So, given my analysis of how the war is progressing, I think that Iran has many more advantages over the United States.
I mean,
the reality
he knows
is
something I don't know, and he knows Iran is backed by China because they're getting their ass whooped, allegedly.
that right now, it's a war of attrition between the United States and Iran. And the Iranians have been preparing 20 years for this conflict. In their eschatology, in their religion, this is a war against the great Satan. They've had many practice runs.
He sounds like Farrakhan.
Last June was a 12-day war.
They won't bring Farrakhan out here to talk this shit.
No, because it's the Asians they ain't even putting him out there. This motherfucker just out here talking shit.
And they don't label the Asians anti-Semites, but they'll label the brothers anti-Semite.
Whoever.
When the
Iranians
were able to examine and analyze the strike capacities of both the Israelis and the Americans. And they've had a lot of time, 8 months, to prepare fully for this new attack.
It don't look like they was prepared.
He sounds stupid, bro.
That's what I'm saying. And they running them out. It's 2 million views on this. I'm looking at every podcast. They running this guy out here.
He's not credible. I mean, he's just talking nonsense. He's just rambling.
Maybe he knows something we don't know.
Or he don't.
I'm gonna send this to Coach. Coach gonna send this straight to Fox. He gonna be flabbergasted.
The proxies, the Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Shia militias.
He should self-deport, Coach.
Have been able to.
That's his latest rant. Self-deporting.
Self-delete.
Really grasp the American mentality, and now
if he don't agree with your politics, he started talking about you need to self-deport.
They have a pretty good strategy of
Don't matter if you indigenous to this land or anything of that nature. If you Choctaw, if you some sort of swarthy, it don't matter.
When you listen to Fox, you should self-delete.
To weaken and ultimately destroy.
If that's all you listen to, and you're believing it,
destroy the American empire. So what the Iranians are doing is they're waging war against the entire global economy. And so they're striking the GCC countries. And not only are they striking GCC countries, American bases, but they're going after the critical energy infrastructure of these bases. They blocked off the Strait of Hormuz, and eventually they will go after.
It sounds to me, Self, like he's a Chinese spook, and he's telling Iran what they should be doing, what their playbook is, what their playbook should be. Because all the shit he's saying that they're doing, no one else is saying that this is happening. I'm not saying it's not happening or anything like that, but how would he know this? It sounds like he's giving them a plan, and what Tory's going to do is, if I wanted to help you and you were out, you know what I mean? And what he's going to do is and what he's going to do, that's what it sounds like.
Sounds like a Zionist playbook. I don't know if he's trying to help them or if he's just trying to clean up the bullshit that's been said already or whatever. He's definitely, crusty cookie, sideshow Bob. Yeah, he's all the above.
The water desalination plants, which is the lifeblood of these nations.
Yeah, if you get the water desalination plant over there in Israel, they in trouble. And Saudi Arabia and the UAE.
Because they don't have fresh water supply. In fact, the water desalination plant provides 60% of the GCC's water supply. So if a drone, and these drones cost $50,000,
Look at 'em,
if they wiped out a desalination plant,
I wouldn't want this guy teaching my kid.
in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and it's a city of 10 million people, right? They'd be out of water in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. And right now,
if I'm the United States government, I'm sending the spooks in. They're going to kick his door in at 3 a.m, and we're going to beat him up a little bit, throw him in the back of an unmarked van, put him in a black helicopter, and take him to Guantanamo Bay and waterboard the shit out of him.
He disappears.
Yeah. I'm saying I need to know what you know. And
He don't know shit.
And if that's the case, then I'll let you back out there.
the Iranians have de facto
Disappeared this guy.
Put some bamboo down his fingernails. I wouldn't delete him. You delete him? I wouldn't delete him.
Yeah, go and delete him because he knows too much information. He's too confident in this.
You're right, and he's gotten too popular.
Man, yeah.
Millions of views. Self. He'll be on Rogan soon if he ain't already been on it.
It'll just disappear.
to close off the Strait of Hormuz, and the GCC gets 90% of its food from the Strait of Hormuz. So I know a lot of people are talking about the disruptions to the global economy, but right now the Iranians are actually threatening the very existence of Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Qatar. And why this is important is that the Gulf states are really the linchpin of the
That's their threat. They fuck up the whole region.
American economy. So what they do is they sell petrodollars and then they recycle the petrodollars back into the American economy through the investments in the stock market. And right now we know that the entire American economy is propped up by AI investments in data centers.
There you go,
and a lot of that comes from the Gulf states.
What you said, he knows a lot. If you go in the comments of this video, motherfuckers are saying that. They're like, man, they're like, this nigga dropped a bunch of jewels. He came out of
did.
Yeah. He ain't done.
So if
gotta go. I mean, unless we're gonna bring him into our situation and protect him. Because seriously.
The Gulf states are not
there.
He's what?
Drew out there giving all get everything.
Yeah. And yapping.
Then be mad that they use it.
no longer able to sell oil, and they're no longer able to finance AI, this AI bubble in the United States. Then this AI bubble will burst, and with it will burst as well the entire American economy, which is really a financial Ponzi scheme.
Right.
So that's a
financial Ponzi scheme. That's when I said this dude's a Chinese spy. He's the one who said it. Financial Ponzi scheme. We've been saying that for years on this show.
dire situation that the Americans are facing right now.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, sir.
You've never heard a capitalist call the United States, outside of our people, a financial Ponzi scheme.
Really a financial Ponzi scheme.
Right.
So that's a dire situation that the Americans are facing right now.
The
Yeah, I mean, to your
Americans.
point, sir,
Are you not American? See, I got to do some more research on this dude.
an Amazon data center was literally hit in the UAE.
Let
And
me
now,
see.
of course, big tech companies, which were looking
Professor
at the
Jane.
UAE as a major potential data center investment hub with cheap and abundant energy, probably going to be rethinking that. We also wanted to talk to you about munitions. We can put this next one up here on the screen. The United States is racing to accomplish Iran mission before munitions run out. This is specifically around interceptor math. There's a famous video just from yesterday in Israel, which shows a single Iranian ballistic missile, which is being targeted by some 11 different interceptors, all of which miss. Most of those come from the United States, not to mention all of the different bases, the GCC countries that you just talked about, and the asymmetry of the cost.
Jang Self. He was born in China and later grew up in Canada. So he's not an American citizen. So he grew up in Canada just like, what's her name? She did the word salads, lost the election. He graduated from Yale with a BA in English literature. He listed citizenship in Canada, not the United States. Okay. Where does he teach? Where does Jane teach? Oh, Beijing. Let me make sure this is the right Professor Jane. Hold on. The YouTuber. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always a trip that they have somebody that ain't us talk about us.
Hey. And they let him get educated at Yale, but they won't let your black ass. Where does he teach?
Yeah, they get to use and expand upon the rights and proclivities that we
Yes.
made happen.
Yes, but we can't do any exchange lessons over there in China at their best
Hell
schools.
no.
Okay, so yeah, he teaches at Beijing. Yeah, I'm sorry. Spirit told me he was a China spy before I knew any of this. And this dude has been trained by China. He's telling y'all to get prepared. They don't go off by contract. I'm reading the chat. While Kill said, "What's up, family? What up, Kill?" And then he said, "That's a lie. They don't go off contract." He telling y'all to get prepared. He talking about Professor Jang.
Yeah, they go off contract though. They've been ignoring all of the shit that they've signed and all of that ever since we ever encountered these motherfuckers. They lied every time and have not kept up their part of the bargain.
What are you talking about, the Chinese?
Anybody that had any type of treaties with us here.
Gotcha.
It's $1 million per missile, tens of millions per interceptor in some of these cases. With these munitions running out, how does that change the global picture? So you're in China, obviously, much of the stocks in Asia of the United States are likely to have to be cannibalized if this were to go on. How's that going to affect the global picture here?
Right. So my first point is that the United States military is not designed to fight a 21st century war. Remember, the military-industrial complex came into being after World War II, and it was designed to fight the Cold War. And the Cold War was really about muscle flexing, about who.
He knows a lot about the United States military, doesn't he, Sal?
Yeah. I mean, it's all fucking, public information, so it's stupid.
I guarantee you he not posting this from, he's got to be in Beijing somewhere talking this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said it.
Okay. It makes more sense. See, I thought he was running around the United States doing all this. Oh, yeah, he didn't come up missing.
was able to send people up into space, who was the first to get the person on the moon, who had the more complex missile systems. And so the entire American military strategy revolves around very sophisticated technology that costs a lot of money to build. And that's what the American air defense system is basically. And that's why we're seeing this asymmetry, as you point out, in this war, where you have these $1 million missiles trying to take out these $50,000 drones. And it's not sustainable in the long term. And so what we're seeing is really the puncturing of the aura of invincibility and inevitability that's
This some bitch saying that, goddamn it, the missiles won't take out the drones. Or, I mean, the money ain't the same. So
yeah, that's what he said. The missiles will, but they cost $1 million.
$1 million.
The drone is $50,000.
Right.
It's not sustainable, especially when you're getting the $50,000 drones from China. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
He
ain't he
saying that
China?
part.
Who he talking? He talking about Iran.
Yeah, he talking about Iran, but for years they was allies
Whoever
with
got
China.
it. Yeah, whoever got it. Shit.
Yeah, China's financing them.
Maybe, maybe not. That's the whole thing. Because this fucking country just lies about every fucking thing.
I mean, that's true. That's true. But I feel like China's probably, just like we give our allies weapons, it's possible that China gives their allies weapons and money for stuff.
It's possible and probable, but is it? Are they China's ally, or are they just a
Well,
soap
China
opera?
was buying oil from them when nobody else would at a 30% discount. So part of the reason for this is
we've been told, according to what we've been told, that's all.
Right, according to what I mean, we can't do a show.
All this is
right. You know what I mean?
Still have to say when I feel it is. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like that about every show, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, but we're not anywhere. Like, I'm not in any
Right.
of these meetings. You know what I'm saying? I got to go by the data that's presented to me, or else,
Yeah, I mean,
allegedly.
Yeah,
We'll say allegedly.
Yeah, 100% is all allegedly. Because
why don't we have $50,000 drones that can take out their $50,000 drones?
They're $1 million missiles.
Right. Why we got to use $1 million missile when we can use a 50,000?
Because we do. Because it's just lies and disrespect.
Right. We had a drone guy on our show. I'd have to believe we've got drones that are cheaper than $1 million that can take out their drones.
Absolutely. And they didn't say drones. They said missiles.
Right. He's saying missiles. Right.
Missiles versus drones.
Right.
So I can believe that they're $1 million missiles that can be taken out by $50,000 drones. But I also think that the country has $50,000 drones too. But you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. He's saying we're using our $1 million missiles to defend against $50,000 drones. That's what he's saying. That those missiles that are intersecting with those drones. And I'm saying, why don't we just use our $50,000 drones to intersect with their $50,000 drones, as opposed to using $1 million missile?
Yeah, we trying to shoot something down. It's all some bullshit. They just talking crazy because our drones will come at their drones. They probably should have sent them out first. They didn't know that their drones was going to be out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Probably didn't know how many they had.
Somebody was on some bullshit. Fucked up.
For the past 20 years, especially after the collapse of the Soviet Union. And this is really a reordering of not just the global economy, because this signals the collapse of the petrodollar, and with it, the entire US dollar-based reserve currency system, but also the global hegemony of the United States. We're moving towards a multipolar world.
Professor, this accomplished the goal of regime change or even regime collapse.
You need ground troops. And so, unfortunately, what's going to happen over the next few months is that
he sure knows a lot about military stuff
on America to send ground troops, especially
he's predictive programming because this motherfucker
can't hear you. You went to mute.
He's predictive programming, and fuck you, buddy. Fuck you.
From the GCC
you're
countries.
saying he's planting these seeds.
Yes.
And
look what it says by his name, Self. You see above his name right here?
Oh no, I didn't focus in. Let me see. I can't.
Right
Predictive
above
history.
Professor. Yeah.
Oh my God. This total bullshit.
Right there. It's putting it right there in your subconscious.
Right in your face.
Which are being pouted right now by the Iranians. So remember that if the GCC countries, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, for ground troops to be used against
move Trump to attack Iran. Now, this has been internally disputed by Saudi Arabia, saying that they did not push the Trump administration to attack Iran. However, this is clearly an authorized leak.
With
some spot in
Iran.
Saudi Arabia got attacked, and they blamed Iran. Iran said they didn't do it, and we don't believe them. But I'm like, well, Iran is
because Iran
said everything else they did. Why we don't believe this?
Man, because they on bullshit.
I think Israel did that shit.
Yeah, they did.
And it's
Israel wants the whole region. They want all that oil.
Not even just the oil. It's considered the holy land of their whole experience way before any of them existed. You know what I mean? Personally. So they.
Yeah, but if you think those Nazis give a fuck about any of that shit, they want that money. They're not the Hebrews.
Hold on. It's a whole lot of them that think they are the chosen people. Not the motherfuckers that's running them. But the people that's actually fucking running the whole shit,
they don't believe any of that shit.
They know they ain't that.
Correct.
Right. But it's a whole lot of them people that believe it hook, line, and sinker, bro. They think that they're the chosen people.
But they're not making the decisions. The
At
ones
all.
making the decisions
At all.
don't believe it. So their
At all.
motivation would probably, in my opinion, be more based upon greed, like it's based upon in this country. And they can use the will of their people who believe it to fight these wars because they're believing the nonsense they've been told.
Right. We're saying the same thing and they ain't saying nothing different. So
yeah.
And Americans attack Iran right now because they're allowing the Israelis and Americans to use Saudi airspace.
So help us understand, because it still feels to me like there's some pieces that don't totally add up. You had, in advance of this war on Iran, you had top military brass up to the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff saying, this is a really bad idea. We are not ready for this. All the math on the interceptors that's been talked about for months.
Why would this company be talking to a Chinese spy about any of this shit?
Because
this news, what channel is this?
It's all some Zionist order that they're trying to put out to the people. And they're trying to put him into her spectrum.
And all her followers.
Yeah, the people that follow her or whatever.
Yeah, because she got 1.5 million
at this point,
subscribers.
And yet Trump still decided to go ahead. What is the calculus that he was making here that led him to take what already appears to be catastrophic actions?
Right. Okay. So this is the key question. Why do they do this? I think there are three possibilities. Okay, and I think all three possibilities are valid. The first is the idea of hubris. If you look at history, this is how empires behave. So the Mindoro kidnapping was quick, successful, and it was adrenaline rush for Trump. And that made him overconfident in the capacity of the American military. Okay, so hubris is a factor, and we see this throughout history. Why did Hitler invade Stalin? Because he conquered Europe really easily, and he thought he was invincible. Right, and that led to the destruction of the German army in the Soviet Union. So hubris is a factor. Then you,
yeah, he could do it though. We can't. It's against guidelines.
That's why I lost him though. Because
they can talk about it on this channel, but we can't. It's the guidelines, YouTube guidelines.
You have to look at internal political calculus, where even though America does not benefit from this war against Iran, Trump himself personally benefits. Why? Because the Saudis and the Israelis are bribing him to attack Iran.
Whoa. You hear this?
That's some fucking serious ass accusation.
Yes. No way he's running around the U.S. saying this shit with Trump at the helm.
Shit. Yeah, he'd be
fish food.
Yeah, but let's break it down. The Saudis allegedly, the 9/11 people on the plane, majority of them were Saudis, allegedly, and
some of them are alive and well. So
Osama bin Laden, Saudi. He just messed around with the Americans. They were all friends. The Saudi Arabian, the bin Laden family was flying around on 9/11.
and them,
Let's break that down.
Friends. They all
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Come on, show.
Remember, I told you that on campus. I'm like, all these
Yeah.
motherfuckers friends. Look at them hugging and drunk.
Yeah. Shit.
For that.
It's ridiculous. You point out that them motherfucking Democrats and Republicans are the same.
Yeah, they're all from the same fraternity. They're all friends.
Same.
The Saudis invested $2 billion.
Bird, same wings of the bird, same.
Yeah, one bird, two
sides
wings.
of the coin, two sides, one coin.
Yeah,
all of that.
$1 in the private equity fund of Jared Kushner, who is the son-in-law of Donald Trump. He's invested $2 billion to
Saudi Arabia invested $2 billion in Jared Kushner's
Yeah,
fund.
I mean,
Iran.
We already know that. Them motherfuckers ingratiated and made plenty money since he was in office.
Remember that the Saudis invested $2 billion in the private equity fund of Jared Kushner, who is the son-in-law of Donald Trump. And the Israelis, through Miriam Adelson, have been financing Trump's political career, right? So Miriam Adelson, a few months back, said that she will put up $250 million if Trump were to run a third term. So Trump is getting a lot of financial.
Yeah, how are people from Israel putting up $250 million in our campaigns?
Because they control our fucking government, bro.
If you had $250 million, they'd arrest you if you gave Jesse Jackson, the regulator Jesse Jackson, $250 million to run for mayor, they'd arrest you.
Hold on, they didn't they didn't fuck with that fucking Saudi, whoever it was, they gave Trump a millions dollar plane, whatever it is, to buy. They didn't fucking arrest him.
Well, he's not a U.S. citizen.
And they didn't stop Trump from getting it, which the Constitution clearly says you shouldn't be able to.
Right. Trump was about to accept Air Force One was going to be presented by another country.
Man,
and everybody told him that's a bad idea.
This nigga was handing out motherfucking Trump cards for a certain amount of money.
But you know, they're building a ballroom that's costing hundreds of millions of dollars. Tore down, I think, was it Abraham Lincoln room? They tore down something to build the ballroom at the White House.
Something stupid.
A ballroom.
It's something stupid.
Trump's political support from the Saudis and Israelis. Also remember that if this war goes sideways and Trump is forced to use ground troops, he will probably get approval from Congress. And this will give him emergency war powers, which will allow him to influence the midterms. So Trump is thinking about a third term. And I think at the ballot box, he probably won't get it. But if there's a war going on and you can delay elections and you have emergency war powers and people will rally around the flag, then he probably will get a third term. And the last factor that is very important is the eschatological factor, where if you look at the Epstein files, it's clear that we are run by secret societies. It's clear that the world is run by these.
He sound like you.
Individuals who have a lot of power. We don't know who they are, but they control the military.
We know who they are. We can name them, Jane.
Control the national security apparatus. And these people, there are different names for these people. You can call them the Illuminati. And the Illuminati
himself?
Are composed of three major groups, okay? You have the Jesuits, who control the Vatican.
He talk all this stuff we covered on this show, everybody.
Yeah.
You have the Sephardim Frankists, which control the modern state of Israel today. And you have the Freemasons, which control the national security apparatus of the United States. And they believe that Israel, this war in the Middle East, is key to the end times.
This is what you've been
creating heaven on earth. So it's almost like a script that they're following, even though it doesn't make any geopolitical sense. Okay, so I would say that these three are the best reasons why this is happening.
Wow. Well, sir, I hope you come back. This was very informative, I think, for both of us.
But Revelations ain't even part of the Jewish religion.
at
They
all.
don't. They don't. Yeah, they don't
Not.
have no New Testament in the Torah.
Well, they only had the first 5 books.
Yeah, exactly. They don't even let Christians. The
But
Christians just started being allowed to get citizenship over there.
Oh no, he wasn't Christian or Jewish.
No, I think in China you can't be none of that.
So I'm just saying.
Yeah, in China you can't be none of that legally.
Yeah.
You can't even own pets, Self. They think that's
worship, idol worship or some shit. I don't know.
No, it's like a weapon. They don't like it. China want to keep control. You ain't got no guns. During COVID, they was taking the babies, Self.
Maybe.
I heard this from Chinese people from China.
Okay, cool.
All right.
I haven't.
I'm telling you, this is how you exchange information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey.
Now, they could have been lying, but Chinese people from China. They also said, man, it was gluing your door shut during pandemic. They said China ain't ever gave out no money the way we give out welfare and this and that. The Chinese government, you're going to starve, nigga. I mean, brother, you're going to starve. The Chinese government. They gave out one bit of money in 2,000 years. I forgot why. She explained it, but I forgot what she said. China don't play none of that. You ain't coming over there calling yourself Jewish and getting free. 99% of your people getting free money.
I know that's right. This shit's ridiculous.
China don't play none of that. But they said it ain't all hunky-dory. They said when they was taking the babies, some of the Chinese people were regretting giving up their guns.
Yeah, anytime your country take your guns, you fucked. So
Yeah.
should never allow that to happen.
They said they started regretting it when you couldn't do nothing but just sit there and take it.
Where are we at? Well, it's 10 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was it, man. That was it. Let's get to the poll results. Poll results. Y'all, I hope y'all voted in that poll. We had put it in the chat.
If you ain't vote tonight, you can vote today. Whenever you see this, it's on display. Let us know so we can grow. That's all we need to show.
He said they ended the interview. He telling y'all to get prepared for a third term. This is nut house. He started group dropping and they ended the interview. Sure did. When he started talking about the Illuminati and the Freemasons.
Yeah.
And that was over. Hey, we just dropped this chat in the this link in the chat. Go ahead and vote. Take a second to vote.
For sure. It'll help us build our situation, help us build and grow and let everybody know. So hit the like, hit the share. Even if you share it to yourself, it helps us.
Facts. All right. So why is the United States involved in the Iranian attack? I'm going to tell you, I believe it's multi-layered. There's a bunch of different reasons. But for me, the biggest reason is not listed on this poll, unfortunately. And I think it's because they sat down and they told those Zionists when they came around there and said, we're going to screw you. We're going to screw your people, but we're going to give you a whole lot of money. We're going to prop you up there and you're going to be our little bitch, but you're going to have more money than paper money. Yeah. You're going to have more paper money than you've ever seen in your life, but we need you to allow us to control the money in your country. Right?
A bunch of fuck shit.
Yeah. And that's what Lincoln was fighting against, bullet to the brain, allegedly. Every great president, allegedly, who's been assassinated in the United States, we're fighting against that. And that's why we don't control our money. And it's supposed to be in the Constitution that the people control when and where and how much money to print. Yeah. That was the whole reason for the Revolutionary War, one of the big reasons. Okay? But we've lost that. Now, that being said, that wasn't one of the options, unfortunately, by the person who built this poll, me. All right. So your options are to liberate the good Iranian people. Now, 0% are buying into that, Self.
Yeah, nobody is. Listen, they know that this country ain't doing that for nobody.
You tell me the good white folks in this country ain't trying to spread the republic and democracy and
No.
No?
No, they're talking about democracy when they know it's well, they might not even know it's a republic. So if they are that ignorant, then no way, shape, or form
Especially if the country ain't white.
Man, I mean, that's all they know.
Yeah.
This country's white. I mean, pardon me.
Yeah.
To them.
Okay, that's fair. Sweet oil reserves. 17% went for the sweet oil reserves. So the reason, and we didn't have enough. I could have said because they tried to kill Trump. We didn't have enough options. They only give you 4 options, unfortunately. So sweet oil came in number 3 at 17%. Coming in at number 2, the overplay for the underlay. 33% said that the reason for this whole thing is to move the news, or the lead reason, because it's a multi-layered cake. I think we can all agree. Said the lead reason for this whole war, quote unquote, is to move the news cycle away from the Epstein pervert list. Okay. 50% of the responders said because the U.S. is Israel's bitch vis-a-vis security dog. All right. Which one did you go with there, Brother Wordsmith?
Because of lack of the missing one, I went with. Yeah, I went with the.
It's a lot missing.
We're a bitch of Israel.
Really? Israel's security bitch, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. I was leaning towards that. I think I went with to move the news cycle away from the Epstein. Is it Stein or Steen?
Whatever it is, it's
right.
bullshit.
From the Epstein list. The reason being is because I literally said 2 weeks ago something major is going to happen to get us off this news cycle. Again, all of these answers could be correct. We're just saying the lead reason for it. So most people, I think, believe that this wanted to be done by Israel more so than the United States, right?
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Rubio kind of said it. Dual citizen Rubio.
Well, I mean, he put it right out there.
He's going to run for president. He's going to be a dual citizen president. You can't have that.
Yeah, well, they've been. So, I mean, come on.
All right.
All these motherfuckers, they're Zionists.
All right.
Last 5 or 6. Yeah.
All right, we've defined Zionists. All right, the views expressed in today's pod are those of the host and guests and are not necessarily reflective of TATN or any affiliates. Today's episode closes by returning to the image that's carried us through a single event cut into many slices, each one offering a different flavor of motive. The attack in Iran isn't a puzzle with one missing piece, but a table full of competing explanations, each shaped by his story, strategy, fear, and ambition. When so many narratives can fit, the real work becomes understanding why the story fractures the way it does, and what those fractures reveal about the region's deep pretensions. As we step back from the layers, one truth remains. Moments like this aren't defined by certainty, but by the struggle to interpret what's beneath the surface. The motives may overlap, contradict, or even disguise one another, but together they form the landscape we have to navigate. The question now is which layer will rise to the top in the days ahead, and who benefits when one version of the story becomes the one the world believes. Stay curious, stay informed, stay aware, stay engaged, and most importantly, stay true to self. Also, love yourself and everyone around you deeply. Remember, Ask not what our culture can do for you, but what you can do for our culture. Silence is violence. Speak up, stand up, and continue to question everything. The Self Love Show ain't Kansas, Toto. Peer down those rabbit holes and do your own research, but use caution and discernment, because sometimes when you stare into the abyss, well, the abyss stares right back at you. Peace, self-love, honor, and respect. All right. Let's see about this riddle. I'm served in chaos, sliced in doubt, each layer claiming it's the truth. Taste me fast and you'll choose wrong. Taste me slow and you'll see many hands. What am I? I don't think Brother Wordsmith matriculated. Nobody matriculated in the chat. Nope, I don't see any answers in the chat. Okay. So the answer is the attack on Iran. That's the answer to today's riddle. So all of you guys get 0 points. 0 points. And if you're at the hallowed grounds of William H. Ray Elementary School of Lower Learning on 57th and Kimbark, you might have been thrown down in the basement with the asbestos covering the pipes and the lead paint on the walls. Okay, that'll help you get ahead. All right, that all being said, Sunday, we're covering Spolly Tricks. Anybody could pull up. The link will be pinned in the chat on the Mouthpiece Included podcast. That's sports and polytricks. We got a lot to unpack. DJ is no longer our DJ. DJ no more. So a lot of money on the. Oh, we had the center retire, Dahlman. So we got a lot of money in the salary cap now. We're back in the middle of the pack in salary cap money. So what kind of moves will our beloved Bears make? All right. And that brings me to, what's his name? Wale. My personal favorite part of the whole shebang. And that's going to be, let's see if we can find what I'm looking for here. Wordsmiths. Final. Words out there. Let's see if we're going to get some Wordsmith's final words out there. Wordsmith, we're going to get your final words today? I don't know if it's going to happen. Wordsmith? Final words, Wordsmith? Calling Tory Wordsmith. Wordsmith's final words out there?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yes. It's the time. Rhythm and rhyme. We are heavenly inclined. The grip and the grind. It's professionally edited into our will, otherwise it wouldn't be a part of definitive skill.
Ambition.
Shape the whole thing. And they make it happen and keep it structured and shit while they laughing. No perpetration, just play a hating of devastation. They don't mess with anything at our core creation. Don't talk about it, they always doubt it, never taught it. They wanna make sure that we know who we are. And it's all a lie, cause that's why we come back, boy, we show we from the shy. They can't debate, they play a hate, thinking they can fuck around and try to evaluate. No sir, you can't fuck around with me cause I got a cursor that breaks the whole thing down. It's like a surfer, it's right upon the lane. And y'all talking shit but going crazy, insane. I am off the chain, off the brain, often can't, never been in my cipher, fuck around. I'm a hip-hop lifer, do what I like to. You know that I write the perfect match to that trap and leave your ass fucked up in attack with the verbal radiation. Think you fucking with me, but it ain't no hesitation. It's all about elevation. feed that I am slaving, to be the best that I can, that I know that I am the dude in charge. Came to slam. God damn. Words.
Words. Free the guys.
Let them all go, goddammit. We can rehabilitate them better than you can.
100%. Free all the guys. All right, y'all. Let's see. Karen, appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being here.
The Self Luv Show, giving you more.
Wait a second. All right, let's do this again.
Do you think you are the one? Honestly, I don't know. You know what that means? Latin means know thyself.
Time is now, my people. We must
Man, know thyself. I will eat the right foods that I
grow myself. Stole my health.
I'm glad to be me now and nobody else.
Man, know thyself.
I will eat the right foods that I
grow myself.
Cause the wrong way
Stole my health.
I'm glad to be me now and nobody else. Yo,
Bullets.
in the code and all the scriptures, potions and elixirs.
Come on, Karen. Bullets are boomerangs.
Stand your ground.
Murder is suicide.
Yeah, well, an eye for an eye.
Silence is violence.
See something, say something.
You want to be a slave? Vibrate greed. Ego. Fear. That's how they make you a slave. You end up in prison.
Okay. I know for sure, charity plus humility times love is freedom.
That's how you get out. Do not answer questions.
Question everything.
We've got two who can see.
Fear is cap. It's an illusion.
Yeah. Vibrate love.
See if you can hear it. You never die when you breathe in the Holy Spirit. Swine ain't divine, the people they won't go near it. Salad bar, spit it, not your average hard here to bring you back to God. Said it just like Master Far sent you. The end ain't always happy.
And forgiveness is love's supreme vibration.
So, do something charitable for a so-called enemy and end a beef.
Healthy people, heal thy people. That's a commandment.
Yeah, because hurt people, for sure, gonna try to hurt people.
Free Larry Hoover, man, like Big Meech.
Free Jeff Floyd.
Free all the guys, man.
Prison to slavery.
Check that 13th Amendment if you don't believe it. And be Yah. Walk on water.
Man. Move mountains.
Oh, Mountain Dew.
Yes, sir. Week by week, that mountain is getting weak. It's moving. Look at it.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Being the one is just like being in love. No one can tell you you're in love, you just know it. Through and through. Balls to bones.
Still got them, bro.
Got mine.
Same, man. Stop snitching on y'allself. Take school serious.
Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing